My name is David Merrill. I'm the head chef over here at the Cedar Room. What I hope to bring to the community is an opportunity to explore new horizons that people maybe haven't before because it was too expensive, too intimidating, too broad. And I just kind of want to bring an opportunity for people to try new things in, exciting ways that, are still small town affordable. Stop on by at the Cedar Room located here in the historic Canteen District.
Staff Sergeant James A. Felix, Colorado Springs, Colorado, United States Army, Vietnam, player representing K-3s. Specialist Josh A. Ford, Pinnacle, Nebraska, United States Army, Iraq, player representing Connor Stifler. Specialist James R. Campbell, Trenton, Nebraska, United States Army, South Vietnam, player representing Levi Charter. Sergeant James D. Stewart, Chattanooga, Tennessee, United States Army, Iraq, player representing Shane Simmons. Specialist Okara R. Green, Roseville, Maryland, United States Army, Iraq, player representing Maddox Hernandez. Sergeant George L. Baker, Omaha, Nebraska, United States Marine Corps, Korea, player representing Jace Hammond. Major Dale R. Louise, Pinnacle, Nebraska, United States Army. Fought in South Vietnam, World War II veteran, Korean War veteran. Also was the first name on the Vietnam War Memorial, second casualty of the Vietnam War. Player representing Dakota Bandy. Sergeant Manuel B. Sapien, Persian Gulf. Player representing Jacoby Silos. Private First Class James W. Faust, Omaha, Nebraska, United States Army, Vietnam Medal of Honor recipient, player representing Landon Holt. Staff Sergeant Mark L. Lawton, Hayden, Colorado, United States Marine Corps and Army, Iraq, player representing Jacoby Jonas. Private Donald D. Schultz, Roosevelt, Nebraska, United States Marine Corps, World War I, France, player representing Cody Simons. Ensign Lavera G. Abraham, Shell Creek Township, Nebraska, United States Navy, World War II, Okinawa. Coach representing Coach Landon Greeno. Private First Class Lyra W. Van Fossen, United States Army, Carroll, Nebraska, World War II, Okinawa. Representing Coach Anthony Hyde. First Lieutenant Jack A. Leitner, St. Edwards, Nebraska, United States Air Force, North Korea. Player representing Kate Songstore. Private First Class Robert E. Roth, McCook, Nebraska, United States Army in North Korea. Representing Northwest's greatest fan, Trevor Pochop. Lieutenant Commander Robert E. Condon, Lexington, Nebraska, United States Navy, South Vietnam, player representing Braxton Arnsdorf. Private James H. Boggs, Lincoln, Nebraska, United States Army, World War I, France, player representing Bryson Sweetberg. Private Gilbert Sutherland, Pinnacle, Nebraska, United States Army, World War I, France, player representing Sam Lake. Baker second class, David L. Kessler, Platte, Nebraska, United States Navy, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, player representing Lucas Tavares. Captain Earl J. Nelson, Genoa, Nebraska, United States Army Air Force, Japan, player representing Easton Bryant. Lance Corporal Larry E. Adolph, Omaha, Nebraska, United States Marine Corps, South Vietnam, player representing Jamin Westcote. Sergeant Michael M. Scott, Ashland, Nebraska, United States Army, South Vietnam, player representing Adam Peters. Sergeant Justin J. Duffy, Cozad, Nebraska, United States Army, Iraq, player representing Chase Freeze. Corporal Adrian Robles, Scottsbluff, Nebraska, United States Marine Corps, Afghanistan, player representing Michael Lesness. Captain Eugene R. Hansen, Fremont, Nebraska, United States Air Force, Korea, player representing Dominic Holmes. Private First Class Michael L. Zapaya, Des Moines, Iowa, United States Marine Corps, South Vietnam, player representing Connor Kajewski. Sergeant Randy J. Matheny, McCook, Nebraska, United States Army, Iraq, representing Coach Andrew Brocious. Corporal Charles O. Palmer, Antigua, California, United States Marine Corps, Iraq, coach representing Cole Herrick. Ladies and gentlemen, one last time, let's hear it for these heroes of our country.
Test, test, 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Have our pregame starting here in hopefully just a couple of minutes. Thank you, Jimmy.
Impacted include Big Lemonian Flats, Schnick Lake, Sand Beach Lake, Highway 97 crossing the Dismal River, East Cody Lake, and Shimmons Lake. This includes the following highways: Highway 92 between mile markers 185 and 187. Highway 97. Daylight time. PM Central.
A run's going to come home.
Great Plains Health. Great Plains Health Sports and Therapy. Jay Engel with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Runza. Double Dips. Merrick's Ranch House. Mid-Plains Community College. Szechuan Famous Food and Sushi Bar. The Cedar Room.
Hey everybody, welcome here to Billwood Field. I'm Paxton. It is a humid but glorious day for some American Legion baseball. A storied rivalry continues here tonight as it's Kearney Pinnacle Bank Seniors taking on Great Plains Health Post 163 in the second game of the season for these two. North Platte was a team that came away with the victory in their first matchup last month on the 27th when they defeated Kearney 5-4. They now battle here at Billwood Field once again, and there's been a couple of games in between the last two times these guys have played. Kearney sitting on the year 1-10. That is a far cry from the normal Kearney squad that we are accustomed to during the American Legion season. North Platte sits at 2-3. Of course, they did have one of their games be postponed last week due to weather. Of course, that was the Hastings game. That game has been postponed to a later date, so they only had the one game last week. That was against McCook when they took down the Seniors 5-3. This week's game schedule, we have Kearney today, and then we take on Grand Island Home Federal. That is Grand Island A squad. That's not Grand Island U save. And I'll shake my head just a little bit. I'd love to have seen that B team since their A team always producing really good talent. But really the talk of this season so far not only has been about North Platte with the new coaching staff that they've brought in this season with Coach Anthony Hine behind the helm of this program, but really also the big shock is the rival that is Kearney falling to the wayside now 1-10 on the season. I've gotten some inside reporting from the Kearney parents when I talked to them. A lot of the seniors that we had been accustomed to seeing potentially being for this year did not really try out this year, so there's a lot of new faces for this Kearney program, and it really allows North Platte and this also really young squad to get some good, well-deserved early victories into the season before things really start to get up as we make our way closer and closer to, of course, American Legion District, which I know we shouldn't be talking about districts this early, but shockingly, before you know it, it's going to creep up on you. It really will this year. So it's 2-3 right now for Great Plains Health Post 163. Well, again, not a great record. They're below 500 for the 5 games they've played. You arguably would have to say so far this team has seen a little more consistency. I think that's the word I like to use when it comes to this Great Plains Health squad. They were very erratic last season. There were some games where they looked nigh unstoppable, and then there's some games where it's just these small little cuts that they inflict on themselves with errors, base running errors, some mechanical issues that just really derailed their season a year ago. This year, the team seems to be I don't think the talent is more well-rounded. It's just that those errors that they forced upon themselves have been slowly but steadily, game by game, getting better and better, and they're just turning into a more consistent squad, which is pretty crucial for a young team like we see here. You know, a lot of the well-established names over the last couple of seasons that we've been, accustomed to seeing for American Legion, of course, have all aged out and have graduated and moved on to college. So we're seeing not only the last remnants here this season with the likes of Ty Hanneborg and of course, Dean McIntyre, but a lot of new faces starting to make their way up through the program. Guys like, Jacoby Silos, Jacoby Jonas, Guys like that, Shane Simmons, Kobe Simons, who were really good during the high school baseball season. So there's a lot of fresh faces getting playing time here for North Platte and their senior squad. So we'll see how they can do in their first home game here against Kearney and Pinnacle Bank. Can they complete the sweep of the early season games versus this Kearney squad, or will they go 1-1? As always, here, Quick Stop pregame show, 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner. Listening to us live on FM 98.1, AM 1410, or on our video live stream at NorthPlattePost.com, sponsored by the Cedar Room. Shout out to our EAS system for alerting us to a severe thunderstorm before we got underway. Just a beautiful way to start our games. There's going to be, from what I've seen with the radar, we're going to have no real issues when it comes to weather in today's game. I know the last couple of days and really the last couple of weeks have been kind of iffy when it comes to how's the weather outlook going to get. So far, we're looking to be A-OK when it comes to precipitation around the area. The most recent storm that would have been the closest here would have been around the Sutherland area, but that has, of course, moved along. So we're going to have a bright, clear day when it comes to our baseball action. And with that, we're going to step aside, take a break. When we come back here on our Quick Stop pregame show, we're going to talk not only our Owls Lock and Safe keys to the game, we're also going to talk about our Double Dips Ice Creamery starting lineup. On FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Headed to the lake or coming back home? Make the new Quick Stop your stop. At the new number 28 location, Quick Stop has everything you need. An unbeatable selection of wine, beer, and spirits, fresh hot Piccadilly pizza, and delicious crispy crunchy chicken. All the fueling options you'll need, including clear 91 octane premium fuel. Perfect for boats and jet skis, plus clear 87 octane for mowers, trimmers, and other small engines. While you're there, check out the one-of-a-kind mural artwork at number 28. Swing by Quick Stop at Buffalo Bill and Walker Road. Quick Stop, convenience at its best.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
See me, Pete Volz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review.
PuroClean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. PuroClean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give PuroClean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at PuroClean in North Platte.
Craving bold flavors and authentic Chinese cuisine? Look no further than Szechuan Famous Foods. From spicy Szechuan classics to mouth-watering dumplings, fresh sushi, their dishes are crafted with the freshest ingredients and traditional recipes. Whether you're dining in or taking out, every bite is a taste of China. Visit Szechuan Famous Foods today, where flavor is always first. Located at 320 Rodeo Road, or order online at SzechuanFamous.com for carryout or delivery. Your taste buds will thank you.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field for some American Legion home baseball. Great Plains Health Post 163 taking on Kearney Pinnacle Bank in their, sixth game of the season officially for North Platte. Currently 2-3 on the year. Kearney sitting at 1-10. Quick Stop pregame show, 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner. Let's jump into our Owls Lock and Safe keys to the game. Owls Lock and Safe securing North Platte and the surrounding areas for over 50 years. Let's jump into what I think will be a crucial battle like it was last time these two teams played, was the pitching duel. Connor Stifler will, of course, be on the mound today for Great Plains Health Post 163. Of course, if you remember, Stifler ended the game for North Platte versus Kearney last time out. This time he will be starting for North Platte. So if the Great Plains Health squad is looking to come away with their second victory against the Kearney Pinnacle Bank, it's really, I think, going to boil down to which pitcher is going to consistently not only go the longest, but pitch the most efficiently. We saw Jacoby Silos last time out for Great Plains Health absolutely dominate this Kearney squad with not only his off-speed pitches, but his just precision and longevity. He went far longer than the Kearney pitcher from last time out. So I'm excited to see how Connor Stifler is going to fare versus Kearney, as Stifler not really the control kind of pitcher. He's more of that gas, throw a heater type of pitcher. So interesting to see how long he fares in today's game. The potential replacement pitcher, from what I've learned, was going to be Cade Freeze in today's matchup. Offensively, when it comes to this squad, I think it doesn't really fall upon the hitters. I actually think it's going to fall a lot on the base runners today. We saw in the last time these two teams played how much of a struggle it was for their catcher, Peyton Meyer, to make an accurate throw on over to second, and heck, even third when North Platte was trying to steal bases. So I'm expecting North Platte to be aggressive on the base pads if they do get a runner on, because Peyton Meyer is not Cole Throckmorton, and I think that's the biggest difference for this Kearney squad this year, is they just don't have a true lockdown catcher that can make those really great throws out to second and stop the North Platte base running aggression. Right now we're going through our starting lineup, so I'll only go through half of them because I know the national anthem is coming up in just a couple of seconds. So let's talk about our Double Dips Ice Creamery starting lineup. Double Dips Ice Creamery in the historic Canteen District of North Platte offers 24+ different flavors of hand-dipped ice cream served in a variety of ways. Double Dips also offers homemade waffle cones and bowls alongside homemade fudge and freshly baked desserts. We'll start on the side of Kearney and Pinnacle Bank. Turner Johnson will be leading off in center field with Devin Carroll in left field. He's batting in the 2 order. Will Caskey at shortstop with Brooks Redhorse, who was the pitcher last time out for Kearney. He'll be at first base. Peyton Myers batting in the 5-hole, catching. Cole Redis at the designated hitter position in the 6-hole. Ethan DeHaven in right field. Keaton Wemhoff at third base. Ben Davis at second, with Cash Fosher, the pitcher and the flex, in today's game. Of course, going to have the national anthem here in just a couple of seconds. So with that, we're going to step aside ourselves, take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to have more of not only our game time, but more of our Double Dips Ice Creamery starting lineup here on FM 98.1 AM 1410, a video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Beware, Runza's new saucy popcorn chicken might have you catching feelings, like Steve here.
I thought it was just a simple snack, but now it's a craving that can't be stopped.
3 bold new sauces.
Sweet chili, garlic parmesan, golden barbecue.
A whole new way to enjoy the supremely sauceable, poppable, can't be toppable, but only available for a limited timeable snack of the season.
I thought this was more than a summer fling.
Try Runza's saucy popcorn chicken, available for a limited time. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Mammograms, colonoscopies. There are screenings for cancer because catching it early saves lives. Lung cancer has a screening too. If you're between 50 and 80, smoked at least a pack a day for 20 years, and you currently smoke or quit within the last 15 years, you likely qualify for a low-dose CT scan, covered by most insurance. It's quick, it's simple, and it could save your life. Call Great Plains Health Pulmonology at 308-568-3500 to find out if you qualify.
Looking for your next ride? Come to Bill Summers Auto Group in North Platte. Whether it's a brand new Ford, Honda, or Nissan, or a reliable pre-owned vehicle, we got the inventory to match your needs and budget. Our dedicated sales staff is here for you before, during, and after the sale. Plus, great financing options are always available. Family is our business, and we can't wait to welcome you to ours. Stop by South Highway 83 in North Platte. Bill Summers Auto Group, open 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
Getting the most out of your college experience doesn't have to break the bank. At Mid-Plains Community College, you'll receive personalized instruction at an affordable price so you can transform your future. Don't spend another summer just thinking about your next step. Take it. Enroll in summer or fall classes at MPCC and put your goals into motion. Start by applying and connecting with an advisor who will help guide you on your journey. Your future starts right here. Learn more at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu.
Learn new expertise and move ahead in your career with a master's degree from Cedar State College. Our online master's degree offerings, taught by experienced professors, include an MBA, Education Administration and Professional Development, Human Services, Sports Management, Athletic Training, and more. With Cedar State's history as an accredited education leader in the classroom and online, you'll have a solid foundation as you take your career to the next level. Find your story at Cedar State College. Learn more and apply today at csc.edu.
Legion Baseball plays here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Head to Merrick's. Open 7 days a week. Check out their Monday through Friday nightly specials from 4 to 8. $12.50 dinners and includes 2 sides. That's Merrick's.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field for Great Plains South Veterans Night. It is the time of that time to time of our time, get ready to have a time of our lives and play some baseball. Not specifically me. I can never play baseball. This big body can't move around first base like he used to anymore. That's why I'm happily up here announcing today's game. Great Plains Health Post 163 taken on Kearney Pinnacle Bank. Let's continue to jump into our Double Dips Ice Creamery starting lineup. This time for the home squad, which is, of course, Great Plains Health Post 163 on the mound for North Platte. Connor Stifler getting the start today. Ty Handelborg at shortstop in the 2-hole. Dean McIntyre will be catching. Kobe Simons will be the designated hitter. Jacoby Silos at first base. Jacoby Jonas at second. Shane Simmons at third. Landon Polk in right field. Tommy Haggart in left field. And then Maddox Hernandez will be in the center field flex position for Great Plains Health Post 163 as we're about to get today's game underway between these two squads. Again, a storied rivalry these two teams have had over not just the years, but the decades. Both are in a, I wouldn't say both, but one of them is in a precarious position with Kearney being 1-10 on the year. North Platte more on the upswing as they currently sit 2-3, but have had a pretty encouraging 2-3 start to their year compared to how optimistic you feel about this Kearney squad, which is a great sign because as biased announcers like I am when it comes to which teams I like to, gas up, seeing how good North Platte has been to start this season and consistent really brings some exciting energy to potentially how the rest of the year will go. All right, starting first up, Turner Johnson for Kearney as he faces off against Connor Stifler for the first time tonight. Following Johnson, Devin Carroll, and then Will Caskey for Kearney Pinnacle Bank. Of course, we'll be back in action right here on FM 98.1 and AM 1410 next, well, not even next Thursday, this Thursday, as we welcome in Grand Island's A squad, home Federal, in a doubleheader starting at 4 o'clock. And that'll be really the first true test. Well, I can't even say first true test because they actually had some Creighton. They had the Creighton squad come up during that Cheyenne tournament. Now it's a really good Creighton team. But here we go, ready to get things underway with the first pitch here between Connor Stifler and Turner Johnson. No wind at all in this day. Currently, sorry to get back here, 0-2 the count. I was conferring with Lance Polk about his son Landon. I thought he had some wrist tape on just to see if there was anything going on with his hand. But currently it's 0-2 to Turner Johnson from Connor Stifler to start this affair off as that 0-2 pitch. Oof, that one down and gets away from Dean McIntyre for ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In this top of the first inning. on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. The 1-2 pitch. That one also just escapes out of the zone for ball 2. So it was a strong start for Stifler. Now is reverse course, and it's 2-2 with nobody out and nobody on in this top of the first inning. Stifler once again with his 2-2 pitch. That one launched out to right field. It's going to fall just in front of one Landon Polk for the first hit today for Kearney as they lead off with a single from Turner Johnson. And now on comes Devin Carroll with a runner at first base for Kearney. Now it's funny to see this position because I wouldn't expect Kearney to even dare try to steal the second with Dean McIntyre, who has just been so electric, not just the start of this American Legion season, but all of the high school baseball season. As there goes Turner Johnson. They laid the bunt down, but it's fouled off for strike number 1. I mean, that's a pretty smart call from a hitting standpoint. You know you're not going to really be able to steal over to second without some kind of help, so having Devin Carroll be the one to maybe apply a sacrifice bunt to move Turner Johnson to second and not have to worry about McIntyre with his great arm throwing out there is pretty wise. Here comes Stifler's 0-1 pitch to Carroll. That one turned on over. This could be a double play for Great Plains Health. Over to second. On to first is going to go over the head of Jacoby Silos, but they'll at least get the force out of Turner Johnson at second. That was a pretty tough play for Jacoby Jonas as Johnson was sliding into where Jonas was, but Devin Carroll reaches on a fielder's choice. So he's still at first base. And here comes Will Caskey up to bat for Kearney, with still a runner at first base, this time being Devin Carroll. Wouldn't be shocked if the same still applies for Caskey, potentially maybe laying a bunt down. Stifler's first pitch to Will Caskey is an off-speed that's up in the zone and not there for ball number 1. 1-0 the count. Brooks Redhorst is on deck with Peyton Meyer in the hole for this Pinnacle Bank Kearney squad in the top of the first inning. There goes the runner. From his feet, that throw going to go over the head of Jacoby Jonas. That's going to be extra bases stolen here for Devin Carroll, and that's the first big mistake this season for Dean McIntyre as he overthrows Jonas, and because of that, Carroll will move his way all the way to third on a passed-up ball. And now, from a runner being at first base, not really in a scoring position, to just being a few feet away at third, being Devin Carroll now. A 1-1 count from Stifler to Will Caskey. He turns on one over to Ty Hanneborg. Hanneborg going home with it, and now caught in the pickle is Carroll. McIntyre throwing on over Simon. St. Simmons gets it. And Simmons with an easy tag. And now we're going to have time potentially, as I think the third base coach for Kearney wants to have a discussion about it with the infield official. I mean, that was a pretty close play from the side of Dean McIntyre. He won't even get it, so reaching again on a fielder's choice. This time going to be Will Caskey. So we have a runner at first with 2 down in this inning. That was a pretty bad decision by the Kearney running staff to try and go home on that, because you have one of the best shortstops in the state, and throwing home with a great arm to one of the best catchers in the state. So it's like, what's the idea behind that one? I wouldn't have done that, but that's why I'm up here. As the first pitch will go into the dirt to Brooks Redhorst for ball number 1. 1-0 the count. Will Caskey at first. Peyton Meyer is on decks with Cole Redis in the hole for Pinnacle Bank Kearney here in this top of the first inning on a beautiful Tuesday night. Stifler with his 1-0 will look to pick off again Will Caskey, but Caskey gets back in plenty of time. As currently 2 down in this top of the first. Another pickoff attempt trying to get Caskey, and that ball's going to slip away from Jacoby Silos, and that's going to be another free base for Kearney as Will Caskey on a passed-up ball goes to second as Stifler tried to quickly toss one to Silos at first, but I believe the glove and the ball kind of bounced off of Caskey's back, and it drifted away, and with that, Will Caskey moves to second. So there's another runner in scoring position for Kearney with 2 outs in this top of the first inning. Stifler looking for pitch number 11 in this inning as he'll get set. Likes the sign from McIntyre and delivers a fastball that's popped up into the sky, and that one running on over to first and out of the field of play. It's foul. And there's strike number 1. Talked about the last time we saw this Great Plains Health squad. It was Jacoby Silos who was on the mound. And, of course, Silos and Stifler, much different archetypes in terms of how they play as a pitcher. Silos more of that methodical control-type pitcher, where Stifler is looking to just throw a fastball right past you with his power. The 1-1. Off speed, way upstairs for ball number 2. 2-1 the count. And that has been, Stifler has improved significantly as a pitcher over the years, but still one of his weakest aspects is finding his control for his off-speed pitches. His fastball can be pretty deadly when locked on, but the off-speed has sometimes been hit or miss, depending on the game, as Brooks Redhorse will call time at the plate and get reset up. 2-1 with 2 outs here in this top of the first inning. Stifler with a quick glance at Caskey at second base, and the 2-1. Fastball that once again sails up high for ball 3, and now it's 3-1 as Redhorse staring down the barrel of a walk to lead off his at-bat in this game. Still tied 0-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. 3-1 pitch. Grounder on over, picked up by Ty Hanneborg. He's got to set and try to make the throw on over to first, but won't even attempt it, so that was going to be a hard play for Ty Hanneborg to make as he makes his way almost all the way into the outfield when he got the ball. So that's going to be another hit for Kearney. They now have runners at the corners with 2 down. Here comes Peyton Meyer, new catcher for this Kearney squad. Of course, for the past 4 years, Great Plains Health had been tormented by Cole Throckmorton for what feels like a millennia. But this year with Peyton Meyer behind home plate, things have been a little different for this Kearney squad, as Stifler's first pitch into Meyer will be dragged low and away for ball number 1. Meyer really struggled against Great Plains Health last time these two teams played in Kearney, not only getting the ball to second, but accurately getting it to second base as that fastball is checked, swung on. Oof. Just a bit above the lettering for ball 2. I mean, that was pretty close to being a strike. So right now it's 2-0 the count to Meyer with runners at first and third. Another fastball, this time fouled off by Meyer for strike number 1. Cole Redis is on deck with Ethan DeHaven in the hole for Kearney. Now it seems like the tides have turned in North Platte's favor when it comes to who has the better defensive catcher, even though I think Throckmorton was really good. McIntyre wasn't that far behind a season ago. This time, clearly, Dean McIntyre, the better catcher, as time will be called, and Stifler going to get a new baseball. And I think, yeah, we're going to have a new baseball thrown over to the umpire and to Connor Stifler. It's 3-1 the count. Runners at first and third. It's Redhorse at first, Caskey at third, threatening to score. Nobody has come across for either side yet here in this top of the first inning. The 3-1. Much better to throw him. Ty Hanneborg going to have to make a tough play again at short. Throw to second in time, and that is how this inning comes to an end. There was a runner in scoring position twice, but North Platte was able to get out of that inning unscathed. We head down to the bottom of the first, where Great Plains Health Post 163 is tied with Pinnacle Bank Kearney. We come back to Bill Wood Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Ask me, Shelter Agent Brent Rogo, how to protect what you have waited for. Find me at 405 East C Street in North Platte.
Warning, side effects of Dave's Place may include uncontrollable wing cravings and arguments over who gets the last slice. Our pizza is made from fresh dough.
With the best wings in town, fresh pizza, and the cold drinks, let's just say you'll want to stick around. Plus, the coolest drinks that give you one more reason to say, yeah, I'll have another.
Bring the family. Dine in, carry out, or DoorDash it straight to your couch. No judgment here.
502 East Francis in North Platte.
Dave's Place, where sharing is optional.
Whoop, whoop.
Cracked windshield, foggy windows, need custom glass work? Look no further than Larry's Glass in North Platte. For over 40 years, Larry's has been your go-to spot for all things glass. From auto to residential to commercial. If it's glass, Larry's Glass has it covered. Fast, reliable, and done right the first time. Trust the experts at Larry's Glass to keep you safe and looking sharp. Call Larry's Glass today, 308-532-7675. Or stop by 211 West 5th. Larry's Glass, where quality is clear as glass.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410. As always, video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. Bottom of the first inning, 0-0. The score on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard for Pinnacle Bank Kearney in their top of the first. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. And, of course, for North Platte, no runs, no hits, no errors, as they now will be due up for their first batting escapade of this game versus Cash Fosher, who, for the side of Kearney, will be facing off against Connor Stifler to lead off the ball game, as first pitch from Fosher is down low for ball 1. Half-inning breaks are brought to you in part by our sponsor here, Kevin McGann with the Fortifying Group. See him on the one-ways, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as our other sponsors for today's game, Hands of Heartland. Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998, and they're bringing those services to the North Platte area. As currently from Cash Fosher, that is back-to-back pitches in the zone for strikes 1 and 2. It's a 1-2 count now to the leadoff man, Connor Stifler. That next pick, around the knees, but low for ball 2. It's 2-2 the count with nobody out. Hanneborg on deck. Dean McIntyre, who mashed a home run against McCook over the weekend in the hole. Both reset, and now it's 2-2 the count from Stifler and Fosher. Ooh, that one way off the mark for ball 3. 3-2, so after being down in the count, Stifler working his way back into it being full and now potentially staring down the barrel of a walk to lead off his at-bat. He turns on one, slowly dribbling over to Caskey at short. Throw to first, not in time, as Brooks Redhorse couldn't hold on to the baseball. That's an infield single for Connor Stifler. It was going to be a tough play from Caskey as that ball just would not roll fast across the grass. And even if it got there in time, I think Stifler would have been safe. Redhorse couldn't make the play at first. And there's the first hit today for Great Plains Health, post 163 with Ty Hanneborg now up to bat. Hanneborg with a prime opportunity to move Stifler further down the line to second and even get himself aboard. Infield playing for potentially a bunt, and there was an attempt, but that gets away from Peyton Meyer. And with that, ball number 1, and Connor Stifler easily will advance over to second on a passed-up ball, so Hanneborg can now go swinging fully, knowing he's got a runner in scoring position at second base, being Connor Stifler. Now it's getting even scarier for Kearney with some of the best bats in the lineup. First up is another bunt attempt. The run will go on over to third, and an easy stolen base from Connor Stifler, and that's just great base running. Not only awareness from head coach Anthony Hine, but even better running from Stifler. Third baseman Keaton Wemhoff playing the grass, expecting, or even seeing Ty Hanneborg looking to lay another bunt down, so it's forcing Wemhoff to push further and further into the infield grass, which then means it was easy for Stifler to steal from second to third without worrying about a tag. 1-1 now to Ty Hanneborg. Now 1-2 the count following the strike around the knees. 1-2 with nobody out. Runner in scoring position for Great Plains Health at third, being Connor Stifler. Fosher, 1-2 pitch. Popped up. That one straight to the heavens. Underneath it gets Brooks Redhorse. He gets there in plenty of time to grab it, and there's out number 1 in this inning. And now here comes Dean McIntyre, the scary man himself. Of course, hit that home run over the weekend against McCook to really help spark the offense for Great Plains Health. Now with an opportunity to bring a runner home. He was over the high school season the Dogs' most reliable RBI hitter. So with a runner in scoring position, it would not shock me if we see McIntyre bring one home, as that fastball is in there from Fosher. Strike number 1. Cash Fosher, and 11 total pitches, 7 strikes, 4 balls to start his game off here in this bottom of the first inning. 0-1. That pitch outside. Ball number 1. Kobe Simance on deck. Jacoby Silos in the hole for Great Plains Health in this top of the first inning. Fosher's 1-1 pitch. Off speed, another one that just drifts softly out of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. As Fosher gets set once more. Likes a sign from Meyer, the 2-1. Off speed is off the back of Dean McIntyre, and with that, hit by a pitch, he makes his way over to first. Now, not the worst outcome if you're a Kearney fan, just because that's the dangerous player for North Platte when it comes to their hitting, as Jace Hammond will be courtesy running for Dean McIntyre. Here comes Kobe Simance, one of the young up-and-comers, not only for the Legion, but the high school as well as a baseball perspective. So runners at first and third with 1 out for Great Plains Health, post 163, tied with Kearney, 0-0 in this bottom of the first inning. Fosher, long stare at third. First pitch, low. Ball number 1, another off speed from Peyton Fosher. His fastballs have been looking good early on, but those off speeds have just drifted too far in or too far out, and have cost Kearney a couple of opportunities. The 1-0. There's a fastball that almost hits the same spot as that off speed outside for ball 2. Jacoby Simons, and a walk here would actually load the bases for Jacoby Silos, who's on deck. 2-0 pitch. Same spot almost again. This time it sneaks in for strike 1. I mean, he's trying to paint that outside portion and force Simons to take a wild swing. That time clipped the ball in. It's 2-1 the count now. As a pickoff attempt will get Hammond back. 2-1, 1 out here in this bottom of the first inning. Runners at the corners for Great Plains Health, post 163. Quick glance at first by Fosher. 2-1 pitch on its way. Big turn on by Simons. It goes into left field for a base hit. That's going to be 1 run coming across for Connor Stifler. And that's going to be a stand-up double for 1. Kobe Simons. Big smash into left field, and it is Great Plains Health that will get onto the scoreboard first, leading 1-0. Simons, who had a really good high school season, looking to continue to build that here into the Legion season, as Jacoby Silos now has a prime opportunity to extend this lead for Great Plains Health, with runners at second and third. That's a dribbler on over to third. 1 run will score. Throw to first will be in time from Caskey. So, wow, it's a ground out for Jacoby Silos. It does bring home 1 runner. And here comes Jacoby Jonas now for Great Plains Health. Post 163 has 1 runner in scoring position at third, being Kobe Simons. As first pitch from Fosher, popped up. And that's how this inning's going to come to an end, as getting up underneath it is Ben Davis tracking it down. Davis grabs it. And that is how, as I said, this inning will come to an end. 2 runs did come across on 2 hits for Great Plains Health, post 163. We now make our way to the top of the second. North Platte leading 2, Kearney 0. We come back on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Bill Wood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. 2-0 lead for Great Plains Health, post 163. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for North Platte. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. North Platte striking first, just like they did against this Pinnacle Bank squad a month ago. They struck early, but were unable really to capitalize on that for many innings after that. They kept the lead, but weren't able to extend it. Kearney was able to work their way back into that game. Ultimately, North Platte came away with the victory. This time at home, North Platte looking to kind of rewrite that script and continue to slowly add on to their scoring total here against a 1-10 Kearney squad, as Cole Redis up to bat first for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. Stifler still on the mound here in this top of the second. Will deliver his first pitch. Fastball up high. Ball number 1. Ethan DeHaven, who's on deck, and then Keaton Wemhoff in the hole. That's 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball almost touching the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes for Connor Stifler, who's at 21 total pitches, 10 strikes, 11 balls so far in this contest. Another pitch that's a fastball that's upstairs, so Stifler staring down the barrel of walking Redis to lead this inning off. Likes what he sees from McIntyre. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. And that's outside again, ball 4, so Redis 4-pitch walk to start this top of the second inning. Sometimes you'll get that from Connor Stifler. Have a couple innings where he looks absolutely fantastic, and then one at bat where just can't seem to find the zone. Still has that tendency to kind of over-pitch himself. You know, trying to gas something past a hitter, because then he loses a little bit of his control. Ethan DeHaven now up to bat. Has a runner at first base, being Cole Redis. In this top of the second inning, a pick-off attempt as Redis gets back in plenty of time. Into the grass, Shane Simmons expecting a potential bunt with nobody out from DeHaven. Stifler, and there goes that bunt attempt. It's missed, and it's going to be actually fouled off, correction by DeHaven, as he's not too happy about that. So there's strike number 1, and now Shane Simmons going to keep his way into the grass, expecting DeHaven to bunt once again. Wouldn't be shocked if we see maybe a little bit of a change from the hitting perspective for Kearney. Stifler getting set now. 0-1 the pitch count, as here it comes to DeHaven. I say that another pick-off attempt gets Redis back. Wemhoff on deck. Ben Davis, the 9-hole hitter, in the hole. for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. The 0-1. There's another bunt attempt. Pull back. Throwing over to second. That's a laser. Oh, and it gets through the glove of Jacoby Jonas. It might have had a chance of a tag at second with an absolute laser beam from Dean McIntyre, but the ball just escapes right through Jonas's glove, and because of that, runner in scoring position at second being Cole Redis, but it's an 0-2 count to Ethan DeHaven with nobody out in this top of the second inning. Stifler, quick glance at second, is 0-2. Fastball swung on and missed by DeHaven. And that is how his at-bat comes to an end. There's a first strikeout today for Connor Stifler. And Keaton Wemhoff will appear for the first time. 8-hole hitter has Ben Davis up next, so another opportunity potentially for Kearney to bring a run home and at least cut this lead in half. As Great Plains Health Post 163 leads 2-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Off-speed pitch from Stifler pulled very far away from Dean McIntyre. It's 1-0. Long stare down from Stifler as he waits the sign from McIntyre and gets the one he likes. Comes the 1-0. Right down the center, strike number one. Good bounce back pitch from Connor Stifler after again walking Cole Redis to start this at-bat, and well, this inning, I should say. Now, really starting to hone in. As here comes the 1-1 pitch from Connor Stifler. Popped up, drifting towards the parking lot, and there's second strike of this at-bat with a foul ball. 1-2 the count with one out on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. We meet you where you're at and help you get to where you want to be, as they're at a new location now. Yes, sir. Congratulations to the wonderful crew. State Farm agent Bobby Hull's now at their new spot, just right next to Sandridge Apartments. The 1-2. Off speed. Oh, man, that one just barely misses outside. Great pitch from Connor Stifler, just couldn't get it into the zone. According to the home plate umpire, it's 2-2 the count now to Keaton Wemhoff. As wouldn't be shocked if Stifler tries to blow one past Wemhoff right here. That one fouled to the net. So we'll still stay at 2-2 the count now. Still a runner at second being Cole Redis for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. Kearney Juniors getting the victory over the Great Plains Health Juniors earlier today, 8-5. As here comes Stifler's 2-2 pitch. Fastball as Wemhoff swings right by it, and there's strikeout number 2 of this inning for Connor Stifler. After walking Redis to start the inning, has gone back-to-back with some big strikeouts. And here comes the 9-hole hitter, Ben Davis, up to bat. As Redis, again, still in scoring position for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. They left 2 aboard last inning. They leave another here. Fastball in there, strike number 1 to Davis. Again, Stifler really starting to heat up in a great way. Oh, 0-1 the count. Stifler, long wait time to get the sign from McIntyre and gets it. The delivery. Fastball upstairs above the lettering. Ball number 1. 1-1 the count. 2-0 lead for Great Plains Health Post 163 here in this top of the second inning. As Stifler, a couple glances at second with his 1-1. Off speed, tight in there, but won't find the zone. Ball number 2. 2-0 the count. On deck, Turner Johnson with Devin Carroll in the hole, so it's 1-2 in the order after Ben Davis. As here comes Stifler's 2-1 pitch. Fastball in there for strike 2 Davis just looking pretty frozen up. Wouldn't be shocked if we see another hectic swing from Kearney batter if Stifler tries to put the gas on it. 2-2. Dean McIntyre relaying the sign to one Connor Stifler. Can he go 3 for 3 in his strikeouts? Nope, not on this time, as that fastball will be pulled away from Davis for ball 3. Trying to hit Davis with the pitch that got Keaton Wemhoff in the last at-bat. But it's 3-2 with 2 outs here in this top of the second inning. Stifler, and he punch out another. The 3-2. Boom! In there, baby! There's the third strikeout of this inning. He put the last 3 up, 3 down after the initial walk to start the top of the second inning. That is how Great Plains South Post 163 will end this inning with some strikeouts. We now go to the bottom of the second. Can they continue the momentum offensively? You'll have to find out when we come back. Here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NordPlattePost.com.
Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NordPlattePost.com. Shane Simmons up to bat versus Foster, and he lightly taps one over to Caskey at short. Bullet throw to first. Ooh, it was so close, but he's out. Speed of Shane Simmons looking good, but grounds out to start this bottom of the second inning. Here comes Landon Polk up to bat as the wind really starting to, my good heavens, we're not kidding, really starting to pick up now for today's game. It was looking pretty non-existent. Now it's blowing in from straightaway center field. As first pitch to Polk is there for strike number 1. Nobody on, 1 out to start this bottom of the second. North Platte leading 2-0 on our State Farm agent. Bobby Hull's scoreboard, 2 runs, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for North Platte. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. Half inning breaks are brought to you in part by Kevin McCann and the Fortify Group. See him on the one-ways, 621 South Dewey. Sweet B as down goes Landon Polk swinging for the second out of this bottom of the second. 9-hole hitter Tommy Haggart up to bat. Connor Stifler is on deck with Ty Hanneborg in the hole. I'm gonna get you. So Haggart trying to keep the inning alive for Great Plains South Post 163 with 2 outs. First pitch from Fosher as Haggart trying to lay a bunt down, but there for strike number 1. Thank you again to our other sponsors for today's game. La Casa del Rios, Dave's Place. Cole Johnson with High Street Insurance, currently 9:05 right now with a pretty breezy and toasty 82 degrees here at the ballpark. Of course, time and temperature brought to you in part by Cole Johnson with High Street Insurance. 1-2 the count now to Tommy Haggart. As that last one was low into the dirt. The 1-2 pitch turned on by Haggart as that one goes foul once again to the parking lot. Stays in 1-2 the count with 2 down. Back to the top of the order following Haggart. The 1-2 turned on by Tommy as he Really had to reach out to get that one, but he was able to foul it off, staying at 1-2 the count. 1-2 with 2 outs. Fosher at 29 pitches so far in this ball game. Now looking at number 30. Turned on by Tommy Haggard. Can it stay fair and stay into the field? It does. And that's going to be a single for Tommy Haggard. Gets over the gloves of Brooks Redhorse and Ben Davis, who are trying to hunt it down near the foul territory. But Haggard gets aboard for the 3rd North Platte hit today. And with 2 down, here comes Connor Stifler. He singled in his first plate appearance against Will Caskey at short. Can he keep the inning going with another hit here to move Haggard from 1st to 2nd? As Fosher's first pitch, fastball that's in there at the legs for strike number 1. 0-1 the count with 2 down in this inning. As Stifler now will look at his cards after getting change from Coach Anthony Hind at third base. 0-1. As it looked like for a second Haggard was going to take off, but stopped almost immediately. 1-1 the count now with 2 outs. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if we see Haggard take off on this one with how much of a struggle Peyton Meyer. There goes Tommy Haggard as Stifler turns on it, goes into left field. Haggard going to stay at second, but that's another hit for Great Plains Health. And this time Connor Stifler will continue the hitting barrage with his second today. Ty Hanneborg now up to bat. He flew out to Brooks Redhorse in his first plate appearance as runners at second and first could see a double steal and really test the commitment from Peyton Meyer behind home plate. First pitch to Hanneborg from Fosher is right down the center for strike number 1. 0-1 the count with 2 outs. As Hanneborg getting set. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Cash Fosher. Off speed, off the back, yikes, that one sounded rough, but that's a bases loaded now situation here for Great Plains Health post 163. And you want to talk about the man you do not want to be putting in a situation with the bases loaded. How about, again, the RBI leader for the high school and the Legion season here, Dean McIntyre, as Peyton Meyer goes to have a conversation with Cash Fosher. Fosher hit McIntyre in his first at-bat last inning. And now, Dean McIntyre, who, again, hit a home run against McCook this weekend. Now with an opportunity to bring some more runs home. That one's going to get away from Peyton Meyer. Here comes Tommy Haggard home. A wild pitch sees Haggard home. And all the runners move up one base position. It's now 3-0 the lead for Great Plains Health post 163. 1-0 the count to Dean McIntyre with 2 down as the righty Fosher now gets set and delivers. That's up around the lettering and in for strike 1. 1-1. Following McIntyre, Kobe Simons and Jacoby Silos for Great Plains Health post 163. Fosher with his 1-1 pitch. That's low at the ankles for ball 2. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to pitch within a 10-foot mile radius of Dean McIntyre in this situation, because he proved all throughout the high school season that he is the one to bring all the money home when it comes to his batting. Uh-oh, that one almost again going to slip away from Peyton Meyer, but 3-1 now the count is, again, Fosher just trying to throw around Dean McIntyre. Fosher's pitch. Outside, ball 4. And this just really goes to show the level of experience and patience Dean McIntyre has now compared to when he first started. Because if you guys remember 4 years ago when it was freshman, Dean McIntyre, he was taking some hacks at those balls way outside, but now being a seasoned player, not taking those chances anymore and proving this year it's been pretty fruitful with that endeavor, with not only the amount of extra base hits and RBIs he's had, but just how great of a player he's been for North Platte. Here's Kobe Simons. He had a stand-up bases clearing double last time out. Now with North Platte leading 3-0 and the bases loaded, an opportunity for him to once again bring some runs home. Bases loaded, 2 down here. Cash Fosher really teetering on the edge of disaster if he can't find a way to get out of this inning. First pitch to Kobe Simons is outside for ball number 1. Silos again on deck. It's the Jacoby show after Simons with Jacoby Silos and Jacoby Jonas. As Fosher will get set for his 1-0 pitch. Oh, it's down low again. You can really see Fosher's playing a really, safe and protective style right now, knowing the situation he is in with the bases loaded, but this safe style has cost him with a runner getting to first and now being down 2-0, and almost another mistake as Meyer has it slip away, and we're looking at potentially a walk that would bring a run home, and time is called once again as Will Caskey now coming out to talk to his pitcher, Cash Foster. And we're going to see some action in the bullpen off of that last pitch for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. As making their way out there, Cole Redis as well as Braxton Eilenstein. As that pitch finally will sneak back into the zone for strike 1 again. Still love the approach from Kobe Simons, just forced Cash Fosher to make the mistakes, as the one warming up in the bullpen is Braxton Eilenstein. 3-1, outside, ball 4, and a run's gonna come across. For Great Plains Health, post 163, that is now 4 runs that have come across unanswered for Great Plains Health in this ballgame. So the bases are still going to be loaded here for Jacoby Silos, who grounded out, and time's already going to be called as we're going to have our first pitchers meeting, as out comes the pitching coach for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. Again, Braxton Eilenstein is warming up in the Kearney bullpen. Actually, correction, it's not Eilenstein. That's actually going to be Cole Redis, the designated hitter, who is warming up in the bullpen for Kearney. Again, Cash Fosher just not having a great day so far. It's not that he's looked terrible, it's just in these crucial moments where he needs to not allow a mistake or not let the moment overwhelm him. It's starting to overwhelm him just a little bit, making some really bad throws, getting behind in counts. And now Jacoby Silos is up to bat. Silos last time out grounded out to Will Caskey. There's a force out at every bag with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in this bottom of the second inning. Great Plains Health post 163 leading 4-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Fosher now fires to Silos as he pulls back, and there's strike number 1 on a fastball. As Silos look to lay a bunt down. He's got some good speed, so trying to force the infield, which is playing back to square up potentially with a bunt. The 0-1. That's turned on, up into the air, but it's going to fly behind the netting for a foul ball. And with that, strike number 2. 0-2 now to Jacoby Silos with the bases loaded. As Silos steps back into the batter's box. 0-2, 2 down. Fosher looking to finally get out of this inning after giving up 2 runs. Delivers. In the dirt, ooh, almost gets away from Peyton Meyer. That fastball bouncing around in the dirt, but saved by Meyer. It's 1-2 the count now. That could have been devastating. As Fosher likes the sign from Meyer. Here comes that 1-2 pitch. Off speed, swung on and missed by Jacoby Silos. And that's how this inning comes to an end. 2 runs did come across for Great Plains Health. Post 163. They now lead 4-0 when we go to the top of the 3rd inning here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NordPlattePost.com.
Getting the most out of your college experience doesn't have to break the bank. At Mid-Plains Community College, you'll receive personalized instruction at an affordable price so you can transform your future. Don't spend another summer just thinking about your next step. Take it. Enroll in summer or fall classes at MPCC and put your goals into motion. Start by applying and connecting with an advisor who will help guide you on your journey. Your future starts right here. Learn more at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe and a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
See me, Pete Foltz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Bill Wood Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410. It is the top of the 3rd inning on our State Farm agent, Bobby Hull's scoreboard. North Platte leading 4-0. 4 runs on 4 hits. No errors for either side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. They're at the top of their order with Turner Johnson. He singled in front of Landon Polk in his first at-bat. Half-inning breaks brought to you in part by the man himself, Kevin McGann in the Fortifying Group. See him on the one-ways, 621 South Dewey, Sleep B. As well as our other sponsors for today's game, as that one's going to be grounded over to Ty Hanneborg. Hanneborg going to make a tough throw over to first, and it's going to be an infield single. And the 3rd hit for Turner Johnson. Again, thank you to our other sponsors for today's game. Bill Summers, Ford, Honda, Nissan, Great Plains Foot and Ankle, as well as Larry's Glass, Shelter Insurance Agents Pete Voles and Brent Rogo, as well as Puro Clean. Here's Devin Carroll, reached on a fielder's choice in his last plate appearance. Boy, he smothers that out to left field as that's going to go all the way almost to the foul wall, as that's going to be a stand-up double for Devin Carroll. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position now for Pinnacle Bank Kearney as they look to find their first runs of this ball game. Thank heavens for that wind pushing the ball back into the park, because if that was hit any harder, that might have gone all the way off the wall. So Will Caskey now up to bat. Caskey reached on a fielder's choice in his last plate appearance with nobody out, has runners at 3rd and 2nd base against Connor Stifler, Rhett Horse, and Meyer on deck and in the hole for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. As here comes actually 2 back from the bullpen. Cole Redis, he'll be ready to come in for Fosher any point in time. First pitch from Stifler to Caskey is away for ball 1. As the 1-0 pitch. Fastball check swung. Oof. Another one that's right around the lettering, but up above it for ball 2. 2-0 the count now. Just a bit outside. 2-0. Fouled back from Caskey. Strike number 1. Two and 1 the count. As Stifler gets the sign in from Dean McIntyre and gets set. And here comes his 2-1 pitch with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Oh boy, that off speed way outside into no man's land. Ball 3, and now it's North Platte who's kind of staring down the barrel of potentially giving up a walk to load the bases. Now the tides turn so quickly. 3-1 pitch, and it's way upstairs for ball 4, and Just like that, the bases are loaded for Brooks Redhorse. Singled past Ty Hanneborg in his last plate appearance. Now has runners at first, second, and third. Caskey at first, Carroll at second, Turner Johnson at third. Still no action in the bullpen for Great Plains Health post 163 as McIntyre and Stifler have a quick conversation at the mound. First time today, well, I can't even say first time today. Stifler has had some already in these 3 innings, a couple excursions with runners in scoring position. He was able to get out of every single one of them unscathed. This one looking a little tougher with the bases loaded and not a single Kearney player out. As here comes his first pitch to Brooks Redhorse. It's a fastball that's pulled outside away from McIntyre for ball 1. The man that potentially will be coming in for Stifler today will be Cade Freeze. And potentially as the 1-0. Off speed again, just upstairs. Stifler really struggling to get his pitches down into the zone. All of them that have been so far a ball have been up high around the letters. And just like that, it's 2-0 the count now to Brooks Redhorse. As Stifler fires. That's much better. It's there in the zone for strike 1, right around the center. 2-1. Nobody out. Bases loaded for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. Stifler getting set. Simmons almost playing to the infield grass. That one's going out to right field. Can Polk get underneath it? No, it goes over his head. He misplays it. He thought it was coming right to him, but it drifts up over his head. 1 run will score. 2 runs will potentially score. And it'll be 2 runs coming across for one Pinnacle Bank Kearney. As Redhorse launches a double over Landon Polk's head. He misplayed it just barely. He thought it was going to come at a line drive right to him, but at the last second it kind of just lifted over his head, and with that, a crucial mistake leads to Kearney cutting the lead for Great Plains Health in half. 4-2 with nobody out. As that one's popped up, this could be the easy first out as Jacoby Silos will call off Connor Stifler, and there's out number 1 of this inning. As up to bat now, Cole Redis. He walked in his previous plate appearance for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. Now with 1 out, has runners at second and third. As Stifler fires a fastball that's launched again out to left field. Haggart getting underneath it, gets there. Tagging up at third comes Will Caskey. Caskey will come on home. That's a sacrifice flyout from Cole Redis. Cuts the lead down 1 more run. As it's now 4-3 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. 3 runs on 5 hits for Kearney in this game. Runner at second being Brooks Redhorse. 2 down now. Can Stifler find the final out of this inning and stop the bleeding as his fastball will pull Dean McIntyre away from the home plate bag for ball 1. Ethan DeHaven is the batter that Stifler's battling against, as that's another one upstairs for ball 2. As McIntyre was looking to see if DeHaven went around with his check swing. 2-0 the count. 1 runner at second being Brooks Redhorse. 2-0. Another one that's, right around the letters. High again, ball 3. As DeHaven staring down the barrel of a 4-pitch walk from Connor Stifler after a strong first 2 innings for Stifler. This inning kind of falling apart a little bit at the seams. 3-0, and it's ball number 4, and there's another walk. As this time it's for DeHaven. As Keaton Wemhoff is up to bat. He struck out swinging last time he was up to bat for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. Stifler likes the sign he's getting from McIntyre. Can he find the final out of this inning without allowing another run to come across? Fastball up high, ball one. You can start to see Stifler's, biggest, problem he's had the last couple of seasons as a pitcher. When he starts to feel the game slipping away, starts to really overcompensate a little bit with his pitches in terms of trying to power it past players, and because of that, he loses his control. That was a good bounce-back pitch as the off-speed's right down the center for strike one. It's 1-1. Just needs some good momentum to go his way so he can get locked back in. As here comes the 1-1 pitch from Stifler. Check swing, and he goes around. Strike number two. Good back-to-back pitches from Stifler that draw strikes. Maybe that's the momentum he needs to strike out Wemhoff for a second straight time and end this inning. As he waits for a long time to get the sign he wants from McIntyre. Here comes the 1-2. Off speed, dribbler on over to Hanneborg. Takes a bounce, throw to second is in time, and that is how this inning comes to an end. Yes, 2 runs did come across for the side of Pinnacle Bank Kearney. 3 runs on 2 hits. We now 3 runs on 3 hits. Thank you, Trevor. As we now go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. North Platte still leading here 4-3. We come back to Bill Wood Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410, a video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Chad's at Runza.
Post-workout fuel.
Then you want the Cobb salad.
It got protein?
44 grams of it.
Ha, respect.
Popcorn chicken, crumbled bacon, hard-boiled egg, tomatoes, cheddar.
For the gains.
And a side of Runza homemade ranch.
For the soul.
Try Runza's Cobb salad. Available for a limited time. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Puro Clean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. Puro Clean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast to service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give Puro Clean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at Puro Clean in North Platte.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Bill Wood Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. We are here now in the bottom of the 3rd inning as that first pitch swung on by Jonas as it dribbles over to Caskey at short, and an easy throw out to first. Gets the first out of this bottom of the 3rd inning. Shane Simmons now up to bat. North Platte still leading, but just not by as much as we had a moment ago. It's 4-3 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. 4 runs, 4 hits. No errors for North Platte. 3 runs on 5 hits. No errors for Pinnacle Bank Kearney as Fosher's pitch to Shane Simmons is down low for ball 1. Landon Polk's on deck with Tommy Haggard in the hole. As that next pitch to Simmons, fastball in, strike 1 from Cash Fosher. As Redis was warming up in the bullpen potentially for Fosher if he struggles this inning. 1-1 the count with 1 out. The pitch upstairs for ball 2 to Simmons. Half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. See him on the one-ways, 621 South Dewey. Sweet beat. Strike into the upper half of the zone from Fosher. It's 2-2 to Simmons. Grounded out in his last plate appearance to Will Caskey. as Foster steps off to get re-situated. As time is called with the wind just gusting around now as the night has gone on. Simmons steps back into the batter's box. 2-2 the count. Foster delivers. Dribbler, past Foster. Oh, it bounces off of his leg. The throw to the first, not in time, as Shane Simmons makes it to first base with an infield single. A little bit of some unluckiness from Cash Foster as, oh, now we're going to have time called, and out comes a Kearney coach. He's trying to argue with the infield umpire if he was safe or not. I mean, he was much safer. Kind of just a test of the waters to see, but Simmons makes it on for North Platte's 5th hit today as Landon Polk, who struck out swinging, now up to bat. Check swing, but that's way down low for ball 1. As Foster waiting for Landon Polk to get set. As here comes the 1-0. Polk will half-heartedly swing on that pitch and foul tip it off for strike number 1. Thank you again to our other sponsors here for today's game. Great Plains Health, Great Plains Health Sports and Therapy, as well as Jay Engel Farm Bureau Financial Services. Foster now with his 1-1 pitch. There goes the runner. That one, oh, it bounces out of the glove of Ben Davis. Running on over to third. And, oh, Coach Hine going to send home. Not a good idea. Oh, boy, that one's going to be out from Shane Simmons. As Coach Hind in a little bit of a pickle there, and I don't know if it was Simmons who made the call or Coach Hind. But Simmons trying to come home after center fielder Turner Johnson lost the ball. But because of that misfortune, Simmons tagged out, and now there's a runner at second with 2 outs for Tommy Haggart, single in his first appearance. Oh, 0-1 now the count to Tommy Haggart. And a runner in scoring position at second base being Landon Polk. Another pitch upstairs from Cash Foster. It's 1-1. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Great Plains Health posts 163 with a 4-3 lead. As Foster, a couple glances at second, delivers. Ooh, Haggart way in front of that one, as that ball was all the way in the dirt. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. 1-2 with 2 outs. Foster, quick glance at second again. Delivers. Swing and a miss. Comes back with the fastball, and Haggart strikes out swinging. That's how this inning comes to an end. North Platte had an opportunity, but unfortunately couldn't capitalize as Shane Simmons, fortunately, I think, missed a call at third and goes home and gets thrown out. We now head to the top of the 4th inning. Still, North Platte with the lead, 4-3. When we come back on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard, it's 4-3 in favor of Great Plains Health, post 163.
School's out. Planning ahead is in. Great Plains Health Pediatrics is now scheduling physicals for the 2026-2027 school year, including kindergarten, 7th grade, and sports physicals. Summer fills up fast, and so do appointment times. Check this off your list now before practices, camps, and back-to-school plans begin. Call 308-568-3580 to schedule today. Great Plains Health. Enjoy summer with one less back-to-school task waiting for you.
Warning, side effects of Dave's Place may include uncontrollable wing cravings and arguments over who gets the last slice. Our pizza is made from fresh dough.
With the best wings in town, fresh pizza, and the cold drinks, let's just say you'll want to stick around. Plus, the coldest drinks that give you one more reason to say, yeah, I'll have another.
Bring the family. Dine in, carry out, or DoorDash it straight to your couch. No judgment here.
502 East Francis in North Platte.
Dave's Place, where sharing is optional.
Whoop, whoop.
Legion Baseball plays here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Head to Merrick's. Open 7 days a week. Check out their Monday through Friday nightly specials from 4 to 8. $12.50 dinners and includes 2 sides. That's Merrick's.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Bill Wood Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410. Video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. Half inning breaks brought to you in part by our man, Mr. Kevin McGann with the Fortifying Group. See him on the one-ways. 621 South Dewey. Sweet B. 4-3 lead. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Great Plains Health Post 163. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Pinnacle Bank Kearney on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Stifler still on the mound as he faces off against Ben Davis, who grounds one over to Jacoby Jonas at second, and it bounces away off of his glove. And there's the first error for North Platte today as it takes a nasty bounce right before it reaches his glove. An error for one Jacoby Jonas, and what would have been an easy out at first base now leads to a runner getting aboard with an error. Here's Turner Johnson. He's 2 for 2 today. Has a runner at first base, and there's a pickoff attempt to get Davis back from Connor Stifler. No action in the bullpen yet for North Platte. Cole Redis, of course, was warming up for Pinnacle Bank Kearney not too long ago. There's a bunt attempt. Oh, Simmons there, and plenty of time. He slips and falls. Can he get the ball at first? He can. He's out there. And we might see a challenge potentially from the Kearney side. The entire dugout pointing potentially to Kobe Silo slipping off the bag. And there we go. We're going to have a challenge, it looks like. I mean, it was a great stretch-out attempt from Jacoby Silos. Now, I just don't know if his foot from this far away was on the bag. Yeah, so, it was pretty bang-bang play. It was a great throw from Simmons as he slips on the field. We're going to see what the officials will say. Currently, there's now 1 out following the, infield out from... Oh, they're not going to look at it. And that is, they're not even gonna discuss that one, as there's an out as Turner Johnson grounds out. That will move the runner over to second with 1 out. Devin Carroll doubled in his last plate appearance, as that last pitch from Carroll went almost all the way to the wall with his hit. As Stifler's first pitch to Carroll. Just outside for ball number 1. It's 1-0 the count now. 1-0 with 1 out. 4-3 lead for North Platte with a runner in scoring position. Ben Davis at second. The pitch to from Stifler. Oh, gets away from McIntyre, but it actually will hit instead Devin Carroll. And because of that hit by pitch, a runner now moves over to first for Will Caskey, who walked, as Anthony Hine having a conversation with Andrew Brocious. Still no action in the bullpen for Great Plains Health. 1 out here in this top of the 4th inning. Ben Davis at second. Devin Carroll at first now for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. As Stifler, long glance at second. His first pitch is there looks to be a bunt attempt. Big one that's hit hard. Over to first. The tag. No, it does not. John has lost the baseball. And now the game-tying run. Ben Davis comes home. Another mistake for North Platte as Jacoby Jonas got a little too antsy to try and see where his foot was near the bag. And because of that, he drops the ball. And that's a successful bunt attempt, but that will result in another North Platte error. Because of that, runners are now at the corners for Kearney as we have this game all tied up. 2 crucial errors have led to Kearney runs coming across. And with 1 out, runners at the corners now for Kearney with Brooks Rethorse, who's on cycle watch. He has a single and a double in this ball game. Don't know how likely a home run's going to be with the wind blowing in almost directly from center field. 1-0 the count. Stifler's next pitch. Fastball in there, strike 1. As it looks like, yep, there we go. Cade Freeze is making his way down to the bullpen to warm up. Great Plains South post 163, so a relief pitcher getting some action. As there goes the runner to to second, but a pump action throw from McIntyre will stop in the tracks. An opportunity for Devin Carroll to move over home, as McIntyre's just going to let that runner steal with now 1 out, a 1-2 count to Rethorse with Caskey at second and Carroll at third. As here comes next pitch from Stifler. Pulling off of his catcher position with that pitch. Brooks Rethorse now facing a 2-2 count with 1 out in this top of the 4th inning. Long stare down from Stifler as there comes the 2-2. Popped up. Going back to the pitcher, Connor Stifler. He gets there and gets it in time as Simmons and Stifler almost had a little bit of a collision potentially brewing. But crisis was averted. And now with that, 2 are down in this inning. For Peyton Meyer, 0 for 2, flew out to Silos in his previous plate appearance, grounded out to Ty Hanneborg in his first. Be crucial for Great Plains Health if he can get it out right here to end the inning. Off speed upstairs for ball 1. Back in action in the bullpen for Great Plains Health being Cade Freeze here in this top of the 4th inning. Might see him in the top of the 5th, depending on how Coach Hine feels. 1-0. Swing and a miss by Meyer. 1-1 now the count. One run has come across this inning, and we're all tied 4 apiece now on our State Farm agent, Bobby Hull's scoreboard. As Stifler likes what he sees for McIntyre. The 1-1. Fastball turned, but foul by Meyer. Now 1-2 the count. Will Caskey at second, Devin Carroll at third for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. 3 runs come across last inning, 1 run this inning. So they've tied the game up 4 apiece. 1-2 the count. Big pitch here for Connor Stifler if he wants to end this inning without giving up another run. Oh, that fastball way upstairs. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. McIntyre relaying the sign out. Stifler all set. 2-2. It's down low, almost into the dirt again, this time for ball 3. A walk here would load the bases with 2 outs. Big opportunity for Connor Stifler to end this inning without more runs coming across. The 3-2 pitch fouled off towards the parking lot. We'll stay at 3-2. Following Meyer, Cole Redis, and then Ethan DeHaven for Kearney. McIntyre relaying the sign from Coach Hine now to Connor Stifler. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Oh, unbelievable. That one's outside for ball 4. And Peyton Meyer will draw the walk with the bases loaded now for Cole Redis. Sacrifice flew out in his previous appearance. As here comes a courtesy runner for Peyton Meyer, being Colden Kohler. So Redis walked in his first plate appearance. Sacrifice flew out in the left field in his second. Has the bases loaded with 2 outs. Of course, last time North Platte on the defensive side had the bases loaded. They allowed 3 runs to come across. Stifler looking to avoid what happened last inning and at least get out of this inning with just 1 run given up. There's 2 outs here. The pitch. Upstairs to Cole Redis for ball 1. 1-0. Stifler now winds up for his next pitch. Here comes the 1-0. That one chest high, and again too high for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Stifler looking for a bounce back strike with this next pitch. Oh, Deary gets away from McIntyre, but not far enough to draw a runner home. That's ball number 3 now. It's 3-0 the count. A walk would bring a run home for Kearney, and they would take the lead. So we're tied 4 apiece here in the top of the 4th inning. Stifler, 3-0. In there, strike 1 as Cole Redis thought that was outside for a ball 4, but now it's 3-1 the count. Three 1. In there for strike 2. It's back-to-back strikes from Connor Stifler, and now Redis in a little bit of a tight situation. Full count with 2 outs here. Big pitch for Connor Stifler. Ball game tied 4-4. Stifler, 3-2 pitch. Hit hard. On over to Jonas at second. Backhanded. Throw to first. No, it gets away from Jacoby Silos as he tried to reach for it in the dirt. And a run comes across for Pinnacle Bank Kearney as they take the lead. 5-4 on our State Farm agent. Actually, correction, 2 runs come across. I lost the last one, but yeah, 6-4 as Kasky comes home too. So now a 2-run lead for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. First pitch in from Stifler. Ball number 1. 1-0 the count. Now another fastball that will pull McIntyre away from home plate. You can see, yeah, here comes Coach Anthony Hind out to call time. You can see Stifler trying just to push a little bit too hard to make up for some of the mistakes that happened this inning. And I think maybe, yep, I think we're going to see a pitching change as Coach Hind makes a gesture towards the dugout, and that'll end the night for Connor Stifler. As Cade Freeze comes out of the bullpen, 84 pitches for Stifler, 46 strikes, 42 balls. As taken over, Cade Freeze for Great Plains Health Post 163, and I believe that's going to end the night also for Jacoby Jonas, as I think we're going to see, I believe Stifler moved to second. As Cade Freeze, the big left-hander, starts some warm-up pitches here with Dean McIntyre. Again, 2 runners aboard. Cole Redis at first, and then Colden Kohler at second. Half-inning breaks, and of course, pitching changes brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. See him on the one-ways. 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Following Ethan DeHaven, who's currently batting, counts 2-0 against DeHaven. Keaton Wemhoff, the 8-hole hitter, and then Ben Davis, the 9-hole hitter here for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. Yeah, with 2 outs here in this top of the 4th inning. 6 runs on 6 hits, no errors for Kearney. 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, 6 hits, 2 errors for Great Plains Health. Posts 163 as Freeze will get his final warm-up pitch in. And now here we go. Here's, again, Ethan DeHaven. Currently up 2-0 in the count. Runners at second and first. Redis at first. Colden Kohler at second base as some of the adjustments being made. I believe Shane Simmons is at second, and then Connor Stifler at third now. Two 2-0 the count now. To DeHaven. So that first pitch is low in the dirt to DeHaven from Cade Freeze for ball number 3, excuse me. 3-0 the count. Bases low, walk here would load the bases once again as the big lefty Freeze. Couple glances at second, winds and delivers. Fastball in the zone for strike number 1. 3-1 the count. Three-one. Tight side, and there's ball 4, so DeHaven will walk. So the bases are now loaded once again for Pinnacle Bank Kearney again. Keaton Wemhoff, he's 0 for 2 today. Struck out swinging in his first plate appearance, grounded out to Ty Hanneborg in his second. Again, bases are loaded as that first pitch from Freeze is up and away for ball 1. Another windup from Cade Freeze. Around the knees and in for strike 1. Late call from home plate umpire, but there's a strike. 1-1 with 2 outs. Freeze. Here comes his third pitch. Whoa, way upstairs. Ball 2. 2-1, a 6-4 lead for Pinnacle Bank Kearney as top of the 4th inning. On our State Farm agent, Bobby Hull's scoreboard, swinging and fouling off that pitch there, Keaton Wemhoff. Now Freeze with an opportunity to end this inning and only seeing 3 runs come across. That's Freeze with the 2-2. Fouling off again, Wemhoff. Opportunity here for Freeze to put a stop to the bleeding for Great Plains Health. The base is now loaded. 2-2 pitch. Upstairs on the fastball makes it ball 3. Now it's 3-2 the count with 2 down. Freeze with a big opportunity, winds it up, delivering, swing, and a miss. Down goes the Wemhoff. 3 runs did come across for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. They now lead 6-4 when we come back here to Bill Wood Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream or PlattePost.com.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
Ask me, Shelter Agent Brent Rogo, how to protect what you have waited for. Find me at 405 East C Street in North Platte.
Looking for your next ride? Come to Bill Summers Auto Group in North Platte. Whether it's a brand new Ford, Honda, or Nissan, or a reliable pre-owned vehicle, we've got the inventory to match your needs and budget. Our dedicated sales staff is here for you before, during, and after the sale. Plus, great financing options are always available. Family is our business, and we can't wait to welcome you to ours. Stop by South Highway 83 in North Platte. Bill Summers Auto Group, open 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Bill Wood Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. Bottom of the fourth inning, North Platte trailing Kearney. Pinnacle Bank 6-4 on our State Farm agent, Bobby Hull's scoreboard. 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Kearney. 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Great Plains Health. Post 163 is... Here's Connor Stifler up to bat against Cade Fosher, who's still on the mound for Kearney. Oh, actually, that might be a new pitcher. I couldn't tell if that was a 9 or a 3. See if he turns back around. That might be a new pitcher. Yes, it is a new pitcher on the mound. That's Cole Redis now taking over for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. And here comes Connor Stifler. Stifler so far in this ball game, 2 for 2 with 2 singles, just past the shortstop's glove of Will Caskey. Ty Hannibal on deck with Dean McIntyre in the hole. As now Cole Redis, who's taking over against North Platte, fires in a fastball tight inside for ball number 1 to Stifler. And North Platte giving up 3 runs last inning has allowed Kearney to retake, actually for the first time, take this lead. Check swing from Stifler there for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Nobody out, nobody on. This bottom of the 4th. Pitch from Redis. Stifler lays down a very, very beautiful bunt. Picked up there by Wemhoff. He's safe at first. Surprise bunt from Connors. And here comes again the Kearney head coach going out to give his 2 cents on that call at first. And now time's going to be called. Here we go again. Here we go once again as Kearney's coach not happy about the play at first base. Having a conversation. Now he's getting told by the umpire to go back. And Kearney's giving him, or Kearney head coach giving him a talking to, and now we're going to, and now we're going to have a conversation at home plate. Everybody put your bets in the chat of how much you think that's going to change, and it's going to be big. I know, I agree. Big fat 0, we're going to see a change. But Kearney's head coach is starting to feel a little bit hot about how these calls are going, as that is called safe. Beautiful bunt from Connor Stifler to get the Kearney infield off balance. And now it's Ty Hanniborg's turn. He was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. And now he looks to lay a bunt down. Myers throw on over to second. Oh, he's out at second, and that's going to be a picked off runner. Now here comes Coach Hind out to have a conversation. And Landon Greeno. Now Greeno's going to go have a talk. And Coach Hine going to go over to Stifler. Boy, it is quite an interesting conundrum we are now facing here. It was a pretty high throw from Peyton Meyer. So Ben Davis really had to reach down to apply that tag. Stifler not too happy with how that call went. And Coach Hine having a conversation with the outfield umpire. Oh, he's still having a conversation. Oh, now he's pointing home. That's semantics. So, Coach Hine finishing his conversation, and unfortunately for North Platte, Connor Stifler gets thrown out at second, and there goes potentially all the momentum they had going into this inning. And it's 0-1 now. 1-1 following that pitch from Redis. As Ty Hanneborg now up to bat, 0 for 1, flew out in his first plate appearance to Brooks Redhorst at first, then was, of course, hit by a pitch as Redis with a fastball outside. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. Following Hanneborg, it's Dean McIntyre, then Kobe Simons. Turned on by Ty, and it's high into the heavens. Underneath it gets Brooks Redhorst. He finds it through the light. And that is how out number 2 comes about. A pop out from Hanneborg. 2 down now for Dean McIntyre, who was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat and then walked in his second. Now with nobody on and 2 outs, looking to get his first hit of today's ball game. Fouls off the first pitch he sees from Cole Redis for strike 1. Kobe Simons on deck and Jacoby Silos in the hole. For Great Plains Health, post 163. As the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by McIntyre, strike number 2. As Redis walked in here with his 0-2. Just outside for ball 1. First ball pitch from Cole Redis in this at-bat. He sees a sign from Meyer. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Another fastball that's down low, so quickly the count evens out at 2-2. Two and two with 2 outs. Redis fires. Swing and a miss, and that's how Dean McIntyre's at-bat comes to an end. As North Platte did have a runner on, but unfortunately he gets tagged out trying to steal the second. We go to the top of the 5th. Kearney Pinnacle Bank with a 6-4 lead on our State Farm agent, Bobby Hull scoreboard.
Experience the beauty of downtown North Platte and enjoy lunch or dinner at the Cedar Room. The Cedar Room is an unparalleled restaurant experience with this unique atmosphere where modern meets rustic. Enjoy a handcrafted cocktail made with the freshest ingredients by a master mixologist while dining from their delicious American fusion cuisine menu. Make a reservation by calling 308-532-4825 or reserve online at thecedarroomne.com. The Cedar Room, 505 North Dewey in beautiful downtown North Platte.
Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
North Platte Post Sports.
It is the top of the 5th inning here from Bill Wood Field on FM 98.1 and AM 1410. Kearney Pinnacle Bank leads 6-4 on our State Farm agent, Bobby Hull scoreboard. 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for North Platte. 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Kearney. Half-inning breaks are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. See him on the one-ways. 621 South Dewey, Sweet B. First up to bat, Ben Davis. Davis 0 for 2, reached on an error in his last plate appearance, then struck out looking in his first. As he now will swing away versus Cade Freeze, who is the batter here the pitcher for Great Plains Health, post 163. First pitch to Ben Davis is stairs for ball 1. Nice bounce back pitch from Freeze for it to find the zone 1-1. Nobody out, nobody on. Turner Johnson, the leadoff batter, will be up next with Devin Carroll in the hole as Freeze misses on another pitch. That one just outside, 2-1 the count. Nobody out, nobody on for Kearney in this top of the 5th inning. Freeze steps into his windup. Big fastball. Very tight inside. 3-1 as Davis now looking down the barrel of a walk to lead off this top of the 5th. And there is said walk as Freeze misses on a fastball. And now a runner gets over to first. Here comes Turner Johnson. It's 2 for 3, grounded out in his previous plate appearance. Thanks to Shane Simmons. Singled in his first 2 at-bats. Versus Connor Stifler now for the first time faces Cade Freeze. Ben Davis at first base in his top of the 5th inning. He looks to lay the bunt down. Stifler makes a good read. Throw over to first in plenty of time. Good defense from Connor Stifler. Reacted quickly to that bunt. Quickly threw it to first. Well, yes, that does advance the runner to second. Clean out on the throw to first, and Davis is at second now for Devin Carroll. Hit by a pitch in his previous plate appearance. Doubled to left field in his second, and then reached on a fielder's choice in his first. Has a runner at second being Davis. Fastball. Ooh. Tight inside for ball 1. Very, very tight inside. Freeze. 17 pitches so far in his relief effort. Now is pitch number 18. Straight down the center of the zone for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Top of the 5th inning, 1 runner scoring position at second being Davis. Kearney leading 6-4. So that's there for strike 2. 1-2. Good back-to-back pitches from Cade Freeze. Can he find his first strikeout of today's ball game? Glance at second. Another 1-2. Upstairs for ball 2. 2-2 the count. 1 out. Freeze looking for his first strikeout today. Long glance at second. His delivery. Whoa! That one flying right towards our press box. Goes right behind us for a foul ball. 2-2. Now the count. Once again, Freeze. Big long glance at second. Delivers. That's way down low. Ball 3 and potentially a walk on the cards here for Devin Carroll if Freeze can't lock in deep and find that final strike. Deep breath as Freeze likes the sign from McIntyre. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Upstairs. And it's a walk. Ball 4. As off over to first goes Devin Carroll, and Will Caskey now appears. Caskey reached on an error in his last appearance, walked in his first, then reached on a fielder's choice as well. There's 2 runners aboard now for Kearney. Davis, as that one's lined out to right field. That's going to score 1 run as here comes home Ben Davis as Polk lost the ball for a second. And with that, an RBI single for Will Caskey leads another run to come home. Runners at the corners. 7-4 the lead now for Kearney Pinnacle Bank as time will be called, and out comes Coach Anthony Hind to have a conversation with Cade Freeze and the infield as a whole. Brooks Rethorse, who's 2 for 3 with a single, a double, and then flew out to Stifler in his last appearance. Up to bat, Peyton Meyer on deck, Cole Redis in the hole. As really ever since that top of the 3rd inning, things have been spiraling apart for Great Plains Health. Post 163 is a currently trail Kearney 7-4. 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Kearney. 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Great Plains Health. Again, North Platte will have a doubleheader this Thursday against Grand Island A, which is home Federal, starting at 4 o'clock for seniors action. As Coach Hine finishes his discussion, the infield daps up everybody and gets back to where they need to be. So here's Redis, again 2 for 3 on the day, has runners at the corners being Caskey at third, Caskey at first, Carroll at third. As Red Horse now with an opportunity to drive another couple runs, potentially across. Freezes first pitch, there goes the runner. Throw on over to second. Oh, it's going to be pulling Shane Simmons well away from the second base bag. So a successfully stolen base for Caskey. Not been a great defensive day for Dean McIntyre. Something we really rarely see. He's normally super on point with his throws from behind home plate to second. But he's had a couple ones that just aren't hitting the mark as they normally would. As 1-1 the count now following that pitch from Cade Freeze. So runners at second and third for Kearney. They now lead 7-4 on our State Farm Agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. That's high into the sky for Maddox Hernandez. Gets there, tagging up comes Devin Carroll, and he'll easily score off the sacrifice fly to make it 8-4. And with 2 outs, Peyton Meyer will be up to bat. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded out in his first plate appearance. Flew out to Silos in his second, then walked in his third. We'll see a fastball upstairs from Cade Freeze. Ball 1. 1-0 the count with 2 outs. Caskey at second as Myers swings half-heartedly on a pitch that's down low for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Freeze's next pitch. Foul behind our press box. Strike number 2. One and 2 the count. Freeze with a big glance at second base. Looking to find the final out of this inning. Grounder back to Cade Freeze, and he looks to just easily toss it to first, and that's how this inning comes to an end. A little scary for it to end that way, but it still has the out. We now go to the bottom of the 5th. North Platte trailing 8-4. We come back on our State Farm agent, Bobby Hull scoreboard.
We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop. With your 24-hour convenience store. Fast, friendly, no one gives you more. Gas, food, your favorite drink. Get everything you need in a blink. That's why everybody stops at Quick Stop. We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Your feet carry you through long workdays, busy weekends, workouts, and everything in between. So when something hurts, it's hard to ignore. At Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialists, they treat heel pain, plantar fasciitis, ingrown toenails, sports injuries, diabetic foot care, and more. Their experienced team focuses on real solutions, not quick fixes, so you can get back to moving comfortably. Don't let foot and ankle pain slow you down. Call Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialists today and stay active with less foot pain.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field on FM 98.1 and AM 1410. Currently 8-4 the lead for Pinnacle Bank Kearney here on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Timeout's brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can see him on the one-ways at 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as Hands of Heartland. Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998, and they're bringing those services to the North Platte area. We're here in the bottom of the 5th. Kobe Simance starts us off versus Cole Redis. Simance doubled in his first plate appearance, walked in his last one, now faces Redis for the first time tonight. Swings on one and fouls it off down the third base line. It's now 1-1. Following Kobe Simance, Jacoby Silos for North Platte. Is the 1-1, and probably Cade Freeze. Oh, it gets away from Meyer as that pitch way upstairs. Ball 2. Eight runs on 7 hits. No errors for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Great Plains Health Post 163. Way upstairs once again from Redis on a fastball. Makes the count 3-1 to Kobe Simons. So the young man looking to potentially get on with a walk here in the bottom of the 5th. 3-1 pitch. And it's outside ball 4, and that's how this inning will start off for North Platte's offense. A leadoff walk to Kobe Simons. And now here comes Jacoby Silos. Silos 0 for 2 today. Struck out swinging on his previous plate appearance, and then grounded out to Will Caskey in his first at-bat. Again, Simons at first for North Platte. As Redis delivers. That's around the knees and in for strike 1. As it's 0-1. Redis gets the sign in from Meyer. This next pitch. Off speed. Ooh, it's going to bounce off the back of Jacoby Silos. And with that, 2 runners are now aboard for North Platte. For Cade Freeze. Of course, he came in relief for Connor Stifler. Now Freeze getting his first at-bats today, has runners at second and first. Simons at second, Silos at first. Nobody out. North Platte trailing by 4, 8-4. Cole Redis off to a rough start this inning. Gets his first pitch to Freeze, who looks to lay a punt down, and he fouls it off to the netting. Strike number 1 again with nobody out, trying to advance the runners both into scoring position. Now Kearney going to be well aware of North Platte's tactics. As Cole Redis, deep sign stare from Meyer, his 0-1. Another bunt attempt as Freeze pulls back. There's ball number 1 to Cade. Freeze not going to Kansas City, Kansas Community College anymore, going to NJC in Sterling next year, flipping his commit earlier this season. Swing and a miss by Freeze on a pitch that was very down low. It's 1-2 now. Shane Simmons on deck with Landon Polk in the hole for Great Plains Health Post 163, again trailing by 4, 8-4. Popped up. That one drifting towards our foul area, and it looks like it will fall foul. So with that, 1-2 the count still. Nobody out, 2 runners aboard. Simons at second, Silos at first. Big opportunity for Freeze to get this offense back into shape after a quiet couple of innings. Cole Redis getting set now. His 1-2 pitch. Check swing as Freeze doesn't go around that pitch high upstairs for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Two and two. The delivery. Oh, that one going out to the gap in right center. Oh, no good is dropping that ball is Turner Johnson. That is crazy. I mean, A little looper from Freeze as that goes into center field. Johnson had to come forward quite a bit. Tried to make a leaping, diving grab, but couldn't bring it home. And with that, Cade Freeze loads the bases with the 8th hit today for Shane Simmons. Bases loaded. He singled in his last at-bat. It's 1 for 2. Still nobody out in this inning. This is the game-tying run at home right now, up to bat. Following Simmons, Landon Polk, and then Tommy Haggard. That's 7, 8, and 9 due up in the batter's order as Simmons fouls that ball off to the backstop. Strike 2. As Great Plains South posts 163 in a dangerous position offensively. If you're a Kearney fan. The bases loaded and nobody out. 0-2 here to Simmons. Redis delivers. It's outside. Ball 1. One and 2. As Meyer relays the quick sign over to Cole Redis, who's at pitch number 28. Here's his 29th. Whoa, way upstairs. Good grab from Meyer to fly up from his catcher's position to glove it. It was an 0-2 count, is now 2-2 the count. Nobody out and the bases loaded for Great Plains Health post 163. Redis with a 2-2. Upstairs once again. Uh-oh. Staring down the barrel with how these last 3 pitches have gone of Shane Simmons walking and bringing a run home. 3-2. Redis trying to avoid that walk. Delivers. Swung on and popped up by Simmons. Can it go foul? It can as Peyton Meyer lost it up into the heavens. As Simmons probably could have let that one go and it would have been a ball. Got a little too antsy. We have another pitcher warming up in the bullpen for Kearney. Blake Softly will be warming up. So Kearney looking to go potentially 3 pitchers deep in this game. But 3-2 the count now to Simmons. Deep breath from Cole Redis as he gets set on the mound. 3-2 pitch. Turned on again by Shane Simmons. And it's back-to-back foul balls from the young man. Going to give me a heart attack. The right page of 27 with how this at-bat's been going. Because, again, the bases are loaded with nobody out. This is a big opportunity for North Platte to find some more or just really find a way back into this game. Down 4 as he launches that to the gap in left center. And he gets there and catches it. As tagging up at least goes Kobe Simon. So 1 run does come across, but a very, very good fly-out, sacrifice fly from Shane Simmons brings a runner home. And now North Platte just cuts into the lead barely, now trailing 8-5. Kearney's, Kearney's coach is now out. Having a conversation. Whoa! Oh my gosh!
Are you serious?
Well, now we're going to have an interesting conversation as they just called out. Wow, they said he didn't tag up. Wow.
I don't know how you make that call.
Coach Hine now and here comes Landon Greeno too. Coach Hine having a conversation. This has been quite an adventure for both coaches with the umpires today. Wow, that is such a late call as Kearney's coach comes out to have another argument.
He was on. There you go.
Unbelievable. As instead of a run coming home, they're going to erase that. And now there's 1 out. So Thank heavens for all of our video replay crews here. Crazy. So that run now gets erased, and it's now back to 8-4 with one out now following the out. That's crazy turn of events here in this ball game. As up to bat, Landon Polk. So Polk up to bat. With runners at second and first as Polk swings and misses, and that's how this inning will come to an end. Unbelievable way that this inning ends here for North Platte as Landon Polk goes down, and they now trail by 4 again, 8-4. And out comes once again Andrew Brochus, but he's just handing the referee and umpire a ball. We'll come back to the top of the 6th inning here from Billwood Field as Ty Hanneborg now has to be pushed away there. Oh, somebody got tossed. I think Greeno just got tossed. Wow. Crazy. And I don't really think there was much lead up for that. So Greeno's been tossed. And that's ending the day for one Landon Greeno as this game has gotten out of control. 8-4 when we come back here to Billwood Field on FM 98.1. AM 410 and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Craving bold flavors and authentic Chinese cuisine? Look no further than Szechuan Famous Foods. From spicy Szechuan classics to mouth-watering dumplings, fresh sushi, their dishes are crafted with the freshest ingredients and traditional recipes. Whether you're dining in or taking out, every bite is a taste of China. Visit Szechuan Famous Foods today, where flavor is always first. Located at 320 Rodeo Road, or order online at SzechuanFamous.com for carry-out or delivery. Your taste buds will thank you.
Cracked windshield, foggy windows, need custom glass work? Look no further than Larry's Glass in North Platte. For over 40 years, Larry's has been your go-to spot for all things glass. From auto to residential to commercial. If it's glass, Larry's Glass has it covered. Fast, reliable, and done right the first time. Trust the experts at Larry's Glass to keep you safe and looking sharp. Call Larry's Glass today, 308-532-7675, or stop by 211 West 5th. Larry's Glass, where quality is clear as glass.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field. Pretty big game-altering play at third base happened last inning where umpires called the tag out at third out, which then resulted in North Platte losing an out. And then Landon Polk strikes out swinging. The result of that play and the continual conversations before we went into break resulted in Landon Greeno being ejected from this game. So Greeno, first base coach, now done for the rest of the day as he gets thrown out as Cade Freeze is on the mound versus Cole Redis. This top of the 6th inning as Kearney leads 8-4. And that one from Redis going into left field for a base hit, and he leads off this inning with a single. Now Ethan DeHaven, who's due up in the 7 hole here to bat. 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a strikeout. Following DeHaven, it's Keaton Wemhoff and Ben Davis for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. Redis at first as that one's launched into left field, but fouled off by DeHaven for strike number 1. So North Platte now down a coach with Greeno being ejected. Didn't really have much lead up into that. He had some conversations with the home plate umpire and then went to go have some more when the inning was over. And immediately the home plate umpire was not having any of it and throws Greeno out of the game. So it's 1-1 the count now. North Platte down a coach. with a runner at first. There goes that runner. Great throw for McIntyre. Can he get the tag? Oh, he's safe. And now here comes potentially some more conversations as Shane Simmons thought he got the tag out of Cole Redis at second. Pretty close play at second. As with that, a runner now moves into scoring position for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. Great throw from McIntyre. Almost got us. That one's bunted and picked. No! Cave Freeze couldn't hold on to it. Very tough play from Freeze. It was just shallow enough for Freeze to go and get it. So with that, runner now moves over into first. As North Platte gets assessed with another error as Freeze just falls a little bit short. Grabbing that ball, which means DeHaven will make his way over to second base. So, first base. So DeHaven at first, Redis second. As up to bat now comes Keaton Wemhoff. First pitch from Freeze is. Well, they're going to call a balk on Cade Freeze. So both runners will advance one base pad. How this game has totally fallen off the wayside last couple of minutes. So nobody out, 2 runners aboard. DeHaven at second now. Redis third for Wemhoff, who is yet to record a hit today. 0 for 3. Ben Davis is on deck with Turner Johnson in the hole. As Freeze delivers. Swing and a miss past Wemhoff. See, I just have a bad feeling. Every time games have gone super late in the nights, some wacky shenanigans has just gone on. Gosh, I just don't. It's like once 10 o'clock hits, the weird stuff just happens in games. And last year was a prime example. Yeah, last year was a prime example of that as one game went, I think, till midnight as that's fouled off by Wemhoff. I think it was also a doubleheader against Kearney, so some wacky shenanigans about when things cross the 10 o'clock time. It's 0-2. It's 0-2 the count. Nobody out. Still 2 runners aboard as they look to bring more runs across. Kearney do up 8-4 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Freeze likes to sign for McIntyre. Strikeout here would be huge for the momentum for North Platte. Delivery. It's in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-2. Into Keaton Wemhoff. Davis on deck. Nobody out. Top of the 6th inning. 8-4 lead for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Kearney. 1-2. Fastball way outside and up. Ball 2. For North Platte, 4 runs on 8 hits and now 4 errors on their side. 2-2. As Freeze, a deep breath, likes receives for McIntyre and delivers. Swing and a miss. Down goes Wemhoff for the first out. First out of this inning here for North Platte on the defensive side. For Ben Davis, he walked in his previous plate appearance. 0 for 2 today. Struck out looking, then reached on an error. As Freeze delivers as here comes a bunt attempt from Davis. Put it down beautifully. Oh, there's nobody around us. Nobody was at first, and because of that, a run will freely come home from Cole Redis, and an excellent bunt play from Kearney results in another runner coming home. A little small mistake as Shane Simmons couldn't get over to first in time to cover the first base bag and get an easy out at first. As there's runners at the corners with one out here for Turner Johnson, who's grounded out in the last 2 at-bats. Started hot with going 2 for 2 in his singles, but last 2 at-bats he's grounded out as he fouls the first one he sees. Strike number 1. Oh and 1 with one out. Runners at the corners, Ben Davis at first, DeHaven at third. As they look to come home, another good bunt as a throw to first. And he's out. As Johnson gets thrown out, but another run comes home, this time Ethan DeHaven. That was a beautiful bunt along the first base line. So with 2 outs here, 2 more runs have come across. The lead now is 10-4 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard for Devin Carroll, who walked last time out. As he chops one foul down the first base side, as the first base coach didn't even try to make an effort to grab that ball. It'll go all the way to the Kearney bullpen. 0-1 now the count to Carroll with Kasky on deck and Rhett Horse in the hole. As Freeze with a long glance at second, delivers. Pulling on that one up into the sky. Freeze calling everybody off and getting under it. And he gets there to record the final out. Not before 2 more runs come across for Pinnacle Bank Kearney as they lead 10-4 on our State Farm agent, Bobby Hull scoreboard. Bottom of the 6th action when we come back on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Getting the most out of your college experience doesn't have to break the bank. At Mid-Plains Community College, you'll receive personalized instruction at an affordable price so you can transform your future. Don't spend another summer just thinking about your next step. Take it. Enroll in summer or fall classes at MPCC and put your goals into motion. Start by applying and connecting with an advisor who will help guide you on your journey. Your future starts right here. Learn more at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See me, Pete Foltz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Billwood Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410. We have some substitutions about as Dakota Bandy will be taking over as pinch hitter for Tommy Haggart. Connor Stifler was going to be up next, but after Stifler, we're going to have Levi Charter, as currently North Platte trails in this game 10-4 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Still on the mound, Cole Redis, Pinnacle Bank Kearney. Half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McCann, the Fortify Group. Can see him on the one-ways, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. First pitch in from Redis to Bandy is strike number 1. Redis' next pitch swung on and missed by Bandy for strike 2. Redis looking for a 3-pitch strikeout to start this inning to Bandy. Won't get it as that off-speed is fouled off by the young Dakota Bandy for a count that'll still stay at 0-2, as I believe that's Andrew Brocious, who's actually sitting right next to that first base umpire having a conversation with him. 0-2 the count. Turned on by Bandy, foul. Of course, the one big thing that happened in this game was Landon Greeno getting ejected. If I remember correctly, he's out for the next game, right? Okay. Okay, so potentially, according to our rules expert, TJ Haggard, Landon Greeno could potentially miss next Thursday's game, or this Thursday's game against Grand Island. The 0-2 is bounced away. Ball number 1 to Dakota Bandy. 1-2 the count, nobody out. Bandy up to bat. Levi Charter will be pinch hitting for Connor Stifler, with North Platte trailing 10-4 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Redis trying to battle for a strikeout here against Dakota Bandy. Fastball's tight inside. Oh, and that is how that at bat comes to an end, as that's just super tight inside. Oh, and here comes, well, it's just Coach Hine going to just make a substitution. I was going to argue that call. I was like, here we go. The gloves are coming off now. That'd be funny, though. That'd be funny. As here comes Levi Charter, who is pinch hitting in this ball game. Charter taking over for Connor Stifler as he swings and misses. Pitch way upstairs for strike number 1. Jace Hammond is on deck for Ty Hanneborg. As here comes the next pitch, the 0-1 to Charter. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. 0-2 the count. Charter had a good idea of where some of them are, just a little bit ahead or behind. As here comes Redis' 0-2. Turned on and fell off. Much better from Levi Charter. At least get some contact on it. So we'll still stay at 0-2 here in this bottom of the 6th inning. Oh-2. Swing and a miss by Levi Charter. And with that, there's 2 down in this inning. As up to bat here comes Jace Hammond. First time at bats tonight. He, of course, was courtesy running for Dean McIntyre whenever McIntyre gets aboard. Now getting his first bit of action versus Cole Redis. Swing and a miss for Hammond. Strike number 1. 0-1 the count with 2 down in this bottom of the 6th inning. Next pitch. Off speed, off the mark, into the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 with 2 outs here. Dean McIntyre on deck. The pitch. Upstairs with a fastball from Cole Redis. It's ball 2, 2-1. 10-4 lead for Pinnacle Bank Kearney as Redis can't really spot the zone too well now, and it's ball number 3, 3-1 the count with 2 down in this inning. Oh, that one just around the ankles for strike 2. It's 3-2 now to Jace Hammond as Redis winds it up. Fastball outside for ball 4, and with that, Hammond will scoot Poot over to first base. As here comes Dean McIntyre with 2 outs. Struck out swinging in his last plate appearance, walked in his first and was hit by a pitch as well, as that gets retrieved, and here comes McIntyre up to bat. Runner at first being Jace Hammond for Great Plains Health. First pitch. Down low from Cole Redis. Ball 1, last couple of pitches have not been the best for Redis. He's at 53 right now. 21 balls, 32 strikes in his relief. Effort today against Cass Fosher. Next pitch again is outside for ball 2. It's 2-0. As Redis fires another pitch way outside for ball 3. And now Redis struggling to find the zone here against Dean McIntyre. As time will be called, and out comes Ben Davis to talk to his pitcher Cole Redis. 10-4 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard in favor of Pinnacle Bank Kearney. So far getting revenge against North Platte that beat them at home 5-4. Here comes Redis' 3-0 pitch. Is outside for ball 4. Late call, but another walk as McIntyre goes over to first. And now up to bat comes Kobe Simons, who was 1 for 1 today with a double and then 2 walks. Has runners at second and first. McIntyre at first, Hammond at second. As that pitch is down low, ball 1. How about a late game comeback? How are we feeling about that? Everybody just gave me a look. Sorry, my bad. 1-0 the count with 2 outs here. Redis delivering. Bouncer on over to Davis at second. He'll throw easy to first, and that's how this inning comes to an end. North Platte had 2 runners aboard, but couldn't bring anything about it as we now go to the top of the 7th inning, a 10-4 lead on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. We can come back here to Bill Wood Field on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
Beware, Runza's new saucy popcorn chicken might have you catching feelings, like Steve here.
I thought it was just a simple snack, but now it's a craving that can't be stopped.
3 bold new sauces.
Sweet chili, garlic parmesan, golden barbecue.
A whole new way to enjoy the supremely sauceable, poppable, can't be toppable, but only available for a limited timeable snack of the season.
I thought this was more than a summer fling.
Try Runza's saucy popcorn chicken, available for a limited time. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
PuroClean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. PuroClean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give PuroClean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at PuroClean in North Platte.
Legion Baseball plays here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Head to Merrick's. Open 7 days a week. Check out their Monday through Friday nightly specials from 4 to 8. $12.50 dinners and includes 2 sides. That's Merrick's.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Billwood Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. A lot of adjustments being made. Levi Charter now will stand over at third. Shane Simmons is over at short. I believe Jace Hammond then is now sitting at second. And right now it's still Cade Freeze who's on the mound versus Will Caskey. So they lead 10-4 does Kearney in this ball game. As Freeze's first pitch into Caskey this inning as he rips one foul down the third base line. Of course, Kearney hasn't made any adjustments to their batting lineup. Big thumbs down from me on that one. As they lead 10-4. Oof, and that's going to bounce off of Caskey. And he will stroll on over to first with a hit by pitch. That puts a runner onto the base pads here for Brooks Redhorse. Peyton Meyer on deck with Cole Redis in the hole. Of course, North Platte making some defensive adjustments also to their hitting order. It's one of those unspoken rules when you ask about coaches. You know, when you're in a lead this big, do you pull your starters and kind of bring in the reserve units? Or Platte kind of did that. So far, Kearney showing that they're going to keep with their lineup as Cade Freeze trying to pick off over to first to Will Caskey, but Caskey gets back in plenty of time. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Redhorse up to bat. Lefty's first pitch from Freeze's lefty pitch fouled off by Brooke Redhorse for strike number 1. The lights shining bright here. 10:49 on a beautiful Tuesday. Great second pitch from Cade Freeze. 0-2 now to Brooks Redhorse. As Freeze delivers. Fouling once again, this time towards where my car's parked. Still stay at 0-2. Hope everybody that comes out to tonight's game not only has a safe travel back home, but get some good sleep for Long day tomorrow. As here comes Freeze's 0-2. Chipper on over. This could be a double play. Hammond to second. Throw to first. What are we pointing at here? Is he out? Please say he's out. I'm going to lose my mind if he's not out. Oh, they're both out. Oh, so we had runner interference as Will Caskey was going to second, so they're going to call runner interference. And because of that, both batters are going to be out. And that's the prettiest double play you'll see all year. As that ball is upstairs for yeah. The best double play you'll see at 10:50 all year. As it's 1-0 the count now from Cade Freeze to Peyton Meyer for ball 2. 2 outs here in this top of the 7th inning. As Freeze pitch right in there for strike 1. 2-1 with 2 outs here in this top of the 7th as Freeze's delivery is whacked out to left field high in the sky. Back at it goes the side of, trying to see if he made it. No, he did make that catch. Dakota Bandy over his shoulder makes a magnificent grab out in the outfield tracks, and that's how this inning comes to an end. Bottom of the 7th, can North Platte make a stunning comeback? Trailing by 6 here, 10-4 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See me, Shelter Agent Brent Rogo at 405 East C Street and find out why so many of our clients would recommend Shelter.
Mammograms, colonoscopies. There are screenings for cancer because catching it early saves lives. Lung cancer has a screening too. If you're between 50 and 80, smoked at least a pack a day for 20 years, and you currently smoke or quit within the last 15 years, you likely qualify for a low-dose CT scan, covered by most insurance. It's quick, it's simple, and it could save your life. Call Great Plains Health Pulmonology at 308-568-3500 to find out if you qualify.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Billwood Field on FM 98.1 and AM 1410. Jacoby Silos will be leading off this top of the 7th inning as Pinnacle Bank Kearney leads 10-4. Now, 6 runs in this inning is possible, but if that doesn't happen, don't worry, we come away with the victory in the tattoo department. So there's always something we win at tonight. And I'm just taking, that was a setup. That was a setup for that one. But currently, North Platte trailing 10-4 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. 10 runs on 9 hits, no errors for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. 4 runs, 8 hits, 4 errors for North Platte. Jacoby Silos is on the mound, not on the mound, at the batter's box. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to Will Caskey in his first at-bat, struck out swinging, and then was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Fouls the first pitch that he sees off for strike 1. Cade Freeze is on deck with Shane Simmons in the hole. Swing and a miss by Silos. It's 0-2 the count. 0-2. Here comes the pitch from Redis. Upstairs for ball number 1. 1-2 now to Shane Simmons, the first. Jacoby Silos, the first baseman. Hey, taps one over to Caskey at short. Clubs it and throws it to first, and that is how out number 1 comes about here in this bottom of the 7th inning. Cade Freeze, of course, in relief for Connor Stifler and for Jacoby Jonas when it comes to the at-bats now up to bat. Simmons on deck, 7th hole hitter, and then Landon Polk in the hole is the 8th-hole hitter. 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. Redis' pitch to Freeze. Fouled. Straight back to the net. Strike number 1. 0-1 the count with 1 out. With Redis' next pitch upstairs on a fastball. 1-1 the count. Great point, TJ. Great point. As Freeze will sky one high to the heavens. Oh, this seat is so much nicer. Oh, man. Switching. Yes. Sitting in a new chair really makes me feel a little better. 1-2 the count with 1 out here. As Redis delivers to Freeze. Ooh, boy, that was right around the letters, but there for ball 2. 2-2 the count. It really does feel better. 2-2 as time's called. Freeze will take a step back to get refocused in at the plate. Still North Platte trailing 6 in this inning. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Cade Freeze. And there's 2 down in this inning. As the final potential batter here for North Platte up to bat with Shane Simmons. Simmons so far today 1 for 3, struck out looking in his last plate appearance. We'll see strike number 1 from Cole Redis. Singled in his his second appearance past Ben Davis. That almost hits him in the back. Then grounded out in his first appearance. If Shane Simmons gets aboard, it's Landon Polk who's on deck with Dakota Bandy in the hole. That one bounced back to Cole Redis' glove. And this is how the game will come to an end. As Simmons gets a little bit of a bump from first baseman Brooks Red Horse coming across. And that is how this game will end up. Kearney defeating North Platte 10-4. 10 runs on 9 hits, no errors. And then 4 runs on 8 hits and 4 errors in the ball game. That's 2-10 now for Pinnacle Bank Kearney on the season. North Platte now at 2-4. Step aside and we'll take a break. We come back. Quick stop post-game show right here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Warning, side effects of Displace may include uncontrollable wing cravings and arguments over who gets the last slice. Our pizza is made from fresh dough.
With the best wings in town, fresh pizza, and the cold drinks, let's just say you'll want to stick around. Plus, the coolest drinks that give you one more reason to say, yeah, I'll have another.
Bring the family. Dine in, carry out, or DoorDash it straight to your couch. No judgment here.
502 East Francis in North Platte.
Dave's Place, where sharing is optional.
Whoop, whoop.
Looking for your next ride? Come to Bill Summers Auto Group in North Platte. Whether it's a brand new Ford, Honda, or Nissan, or a reliable pre-owned vehicle, we've got the inventory to match your needs and budget. Our dedicated sales staff is here for you before, during, and after the sale. Plus, great financing options are always available. Family is our business, and we can't wait to welcome you to ours. Stop by South Highway 83 in North Platte. Bill Summers Auto Group, open 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
Learn new expertise and move ahead in your career with a master's degree from Chadron State College. Our online master's degree offerings, taught by experienced professors, include an MBA, Education Administration and Professional Development, Human Services, Sports Management, Athletic Training, and more. With Chadron State's history as an accredited education leader in the classroom and online, you'll have a solid foundation as you take your career to the next level. Find your story at Chadron State College. Learn more and apply today at csc.edu.
Come on in, we'll roll up our sleeves. There's a lot of work to do.
Kevin and Greg at Select Abbey Carpet and Tile have over 30 years combined experience in the flooring business, and they offer top-notch customer service. Select Abbey Carpet and Tile handles bids, estimates, and installing.
If you want the job done right, we're ready for you.
You'll love the ending when you start at Select Abbey Carpet and Tile, 501 East Francis, North Platte.
Hi, this
This is Linda from Fellows Home Appliance. We are North Platte's only locally owned and operated Maytag exclusive dealer. We have 2 Maytag trained technicians to handle warranty and out-of-warranty Maytag repairs. We offer delivery and installation on all the Maytag appliances we sell. For your next Maytag appliance, come in to 321 East 5th Street, North Platte. Fellows Home Appliance. We service what we sell.
Start your day with gourmet coffee with Quick Stop's 100% Arabica house blend and Quick Stop's Seattle Buzz coffees. Quick Stop Rewards offering exclusive discounts and fuel rollbacks. Savings up to 15 cents per gallon with Sinclair Dino Pay using your debit or credit card. Quick Stop can refresh with Frazzle Gourmet Slushes and For Real Shakes and Smoothies. Or customize your favorite fountain drink with flavor shots and everyday low prices on your favorite beers.
Always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See me, Shelter Agent Brent Rogo at 405 East C Street and find out why so many of our clients would recommend Shelter.
Mammograms, colonoscopies. There are screenings for cancer because catching it early saves lives. Lung cancer has a screening too. If you're between 50 and 80, smoked at least a pack a day for 20 years, and you currently smoke or quit within the last 15 years, you likely qualify for a low-dose CT scan, covered by most insurance. It's quick, it's simple, and it could save your life. Call Great Plains Health Pulmonology at 308-568-3500 to find out if you qualify.
Legion Baseball plays here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Head to Merrick's. Open 7 days a week. Check out their Monday through Friday nightly specials from 4 to 8. $12.50 dinners and includes 2 sides. That's Merrick's.
North Platte Post Sports.
Quick Stop post-game show. 27 locations, open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner. Kearney with a 10-4 victory over Great Plains Health, Post 163. It's 10 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Kearney Pinnacle Bank left 10 stranded on the base pad. For Great Plains Health, Post 163, 4 runs, 8 hits, 4 errors. They also left 10 men stranded on the base pads. It was kind of a weird game. This was, and it's really tough to quantify just the degree of how weird this game was, because from one hand, if you look at the first couple of innings, you can sit there and be like, man, North Platte came out swinging, not only just literally, figuratively and literally. I mean, they were making some good hits, they were getting runs across early against this Kearney squad, and then all of a sudden, just these small little errors, just very minuscule errors started to mount up and started to continue to pile up until, unfortunately, that piling up resulted in, some bigger error mistakes that allowed runs to come across for Kearney, and then they just got out of hand. 3 runs for Kearney in the 3rd and the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and that's how we got to that 10-4 margin. North Platte got all of their runs in the first 2 innings. And that's been kind of a common denominator I've seen in a lot of their victories is North Platte will get out to an early lead and then, kind of falter a bit in the middle part and then maybe find a little bit more momentum towards the end of the game. Here tonight, they just were unable to find any of that real momentum after they got that initial start. Once Cole Redis came in, he shut down Great Plains Health and their offensive side of the baseball. So North Platte now falls to 2-4 on the season. Kearney 2-10, so it's the second victory of the year for Pinnacle Bank Kearney. North Platte still looking for their 3rd win. They picked up a win over the weekend against McCook. Now they'll look to do it again here in a couple of hours, well, not a couple hours, at least 48 hours when they are back home once again to face off against Grand Island Home Federal, which is, of course, the A squad for Grand Island. So not USAVE, but a top-tier, division for Grand Island's American Legion program. If you don't remember, if you are new to American Legion, Grand Island has 3 different American Legion teams, A, B, and of course C. So I talked to our Owls Lock and Save keys to the games about consistency today, and really North Platte was the team that unfortunately couldn't find that consistent mark in the game like Kearney was able to. You know, Kearney was kind of the opposite of how North Platte was playing. Kearney got off to a rough start where they were really struggling to find, you know, momentum on their side, consistency. They were making some pretty small, minuscule errors that would lead to North Platte getting runs across, and all of a sudden they just tightened down the hatch and came away with a 10-4 victory. Step aside, we're going to take a break. When we come back, hopefully head coach Anthony Hind is here to talk with us about some goodies. Actually, might be him coming up right now, so let's wait a couple seconds, see who walks through the magical door of goodies. Oh, it is Coach Hind. There he is, coming out of the woodwork like a magician, as he's here to talk with me on our La Casa del Rio's coaches interview. First off, Coach, it's a pleasure to see you here at home. It was looking like a really good start. Everything was going positive. We were pretty happy with how the first innings went about, and then all of a sudden it just kind of spiraled out of control. And I talked about, you know, in my Owls Lock and Save keys to the game, the one thing that would help you guys and which helped you get the victory in your first time out was consistency. And it seemed like you guys got off to a good start, and then all of a sudden, you know, these just small little things, whether it be a call that didn't go your way with an umpire or maybe just a small little mistake, seemed to have kind of got the team a little off balance and allowed Kearney to find their own momentum back into the game.
100%, Pax. We, started off hot, looking good, staying focused, you know, and a couple little calls here and there that were somewhat questionable, but, you know, it was both ways. You know, there was some bad calls, I felt, for them as well, but those are the things that they just have to be able to stay mentally tough and bounce back from. I mean, they're going to happen, but it seemed like it was in huge situations, and our boys really needed to reel it back in, bounce back from a bad call, stay focused, and they didn't. They just didn't, and it showed.
Yeah, and you know, give credit to, you know, a lot of the officials, you know, over the years and throughout the season. They're going to be really, really good. And there's going to be tough nights like there is tonight. So there's not going to be many chances and opportunities for, you know, some of these players, I would say, to learn from their mistakes, but to have a situation like this. So what are some of the things you normally would do, whether it be during the game or after the game, to try and kind of reel them back in? Because it really did throw them off of their mojo as we saw the game go on and on.
We try to work on those kind of things during practice, like our in and out, you know, just our defensive work. You know, when they make a bad play, you know, I go right back at them with the exact same play and say, hey, let it go, and don't even give them time to dwell on it. You know, it's just like, come game time, you boot that ball, the next one's coming right back at you again. And the same goes for, you know, your at-bats. You know, that might have a questionable strike call. Well, you better just be ready for the next one, because it's not going to get any better. And it didn't tonight. It kept snowballing. And instead of banding together and just getting a little bit tighter and worrying about what we could control, which was, you know, our plate appearances, or, you know, just fielding the ball cleanly out in the field. I mean, there were bad calls, but we had like 5-6 errors.
That was the thing, yeah.
You give good teams extra outs, and these kind of things are going to happen.
Yeah, so it wasn't, you know, totally squared, pegged upon, you know, the officials. It was also falling upon the team to making their own mistakes. 4 errors, I think, at the end of this game. So, as we said, a very young team. You know, this team has a lot of youth to it. You know, how much can you attribute to a lot of those errors being, as you said, just the snowball effect of the young guys just maybe letting it get to them a little too much, instead of, as we've talked about, just trying to focus on what's in front of you in the moment.
Right. And I feel like we have great senior leadership where these guys, the senior boys, stay focused almost all the time, and I love it. But the younger guys, they're go, and they're pretty passionate. And when they, you know, mess up, they seem to, you know, fall a little bit. They just get hard on themselves, and we got a lot of kids that expect a lot out of themselves, and I love that. But they also need to understand that one error, one strikeout isn't the end of the world. You know, and nobody's getting mad at them. We're not chewing them out. We're just, you know, hey, bounce back and we just had trouble doing that.
Yeah, and you know how some of these young guys are. You know, it's so tough to bounce back because one little small thing can always get stuck in their head, and it kind of, as we saw, spirals out of control. Connor Stifler started on the mound. Really good start, then just had kind of one bad inning that led into another bad inning. And, you know, it's always fun to see Connor because he's improved so much over the years as a pitcher, but he still seems to have some of those, you know, quirks that come out every once in a while, where it seems like when things start to fall apart at the seams, not too much, but even just smallly, he'll start to kind of overpitch and kind of overthrow a little bit to compensate. And I felt like that was some of the reasons why Kearney was able to, in certain situations, get back, because he was trying to make up for something, whether it be a previous pitch that he missed the zone or a previous call that didn't go his way, and that kind of spiraled into more chances for Kearney to get better hits or even draw walks to get runners on.
Yeah, I agree. First of all, Connor's an absolute stud. Like, he's just the kind of kid that when things are going wrong, he's trying to take all the weight on his shoulders. He's like, well, you know, send me. I'm the guy. I'm going to do it. You know, and yeah, he'll tend to overthrow a little bit, and, you know, he's not getting in good counts. And so the Kearney hitters, being as good as they are, they know, hey, I'm looking fastball here, and they're cheat hacking. And again, when they are making good contact, that's firing Stifler up even more. But
yep.
You know, you're not going to be able to take that fight out of Stifler. He's just that guy, and I love it.
That's right. Yeah, and as you said, that's one of the things that makes him so special as a player and as a leader, is he's always going to have that fire in him no matter what way the game is going. Let's talk a little positives. Offensively, while maybe the runs didn't get produced past those first two innings, you did come away with 8 total hits in general, and the team has done a really good job of finding good hit marks. It's now just trying to figure out ways to transition those hits into more runs to come across. I feel like they're getting, you know, if things aren't getting out of hand, they are finding really good plate appearances, whether it be through the walks or just solid contact. Now it's just trying to find ways to, in very key situations, not get too overzealous or, you know, try to reach on something. Because, you know, again, as I said here, you know, 8 hits in this game against a really, really good Kearney pitching staff is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was. We had a lot of good at-bats. Even, you know, I took note of a couple of guys had amazing at-bats, but ended up ultimately striking out.
Yeah.
But they fouled off, you know, 5-6 pitches, and you're just like, you know, he's zoned in. He's taking great hacks at the plate. Sure, you know, it was a strikeout, but it was a productive at-bat for that kid for that time. But, again, the base hits, yeah, I mean, we're putting good wood on the ball and, you know, hitting it the opposite field and just hitting it where it's pitched, but just not finding the holes in the big situations, but that's going to come.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can see the early workings of this team being a really good, consistent hitting team. It's all there. It's just going to take some time for them to finally crack through. It's going to be one of those games where you're going to come away with like 12 runs. You're going to be like, all right, here's that moment where it all just kind of clicked for everybody in the right time. And hopefully that comes across against another really tough team you got to face this Thursday in a doubleheader. It's Grand Island's A team, you know, home Federal. Just like with Kearney, Grand Island's historically always been a pain in the side for Great Plains Health, and it's been back and forth over the years. What are some of the things you're kind of looking to get back to with this just one-day break before we see you guys again on Thursday?
Yeah, again, home Federal. Yeah, they're a great team, well-coached, good hitters, power pitchers, and we don't care.
Yeah.
We just don't. Like, our guys, us, we don't care. And we're going to go out there and we're going to play our game. We're going to, you know, approach every at-bat the same. We're not going to change anything for them. And, you know, it's just we're going to butt heads. That's what's up.
That's what I love to see. Coach, as always, thank you so much. Stopping on by. Can't wait to see you come again here on Thursday.
Thank you.
Head coach Anthony Hine joins us here on our Quick Stop post-game show. That was La Casa del Rio's coaches post-game interview. Of course, at La Casa del Rio's, tradition is served with every bite. For years, families have gathered around our tables to enjoy the rich Mexican flavors that make them famous. So join them at La Casa del Rio's, 1911 East 4th, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 8. La Casa del Rio's, where tradition meets flavor. Well, everybody, that'll do it for me here today. We're back in action on Thursday when, of course, Great Plains Health Post 163 welcomes in Grand Island Home Federal for a doubleheader starting at 4 o'clock. Our Quick Stop pregame begins at 3:50, live here on FM 98.1 and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. Great Plains Health Post 163 falls to Kearney Pinnacle Bank 10-4.